Ladies and gentlemen, Boswell Media Sports presents Friday Night Football.
Boswell Media Sports presents Leake Academy Rebel Football. Now, here is the voice of the Rebels,
Philip Palmertree.
It's Week 8 of Leake Academy football on Friday, October 17. The 6-1 Rebels have filled up the gas tank on the bus and traveled to Rayville, Louisiana. Got their first district contest coming up tonight, a matchup with 1-5 Riverfield Academy. Last week, LA got their 5th win in a row, a 41-14 triumph over Oak Hill at Thagard Field. Big homecoming crowd saw the Rebel offense rip off big play after big play as Leake averaged 21 yards per offensive snap against the Raiders. Junior running back Garrett Adcock ran it just 3 times, but picked up 170 yards and scored a touchdown on each of his 3 carries. And junior wide receiver Easton Page had 114 yards and 3 TDs on 3 catches. Riverfield, they're hoping to turn around a disappointing season. The Raiders' offense has struggled despite the good play of a top football baseball prospect and quarterback defensive end John Wade Ziegler. Tonight, we've got 2 teams moving in opposite directions in a game that counts a little extra for both, as they're both looking to start 1-0 in District 2 3A play. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Crossgates Jewelers pregame. I'm Philip Palmertree. Billy Steen is our studio producer. Brooklyn Wade is behind the action camera. And we're glad you found us on Cruisin' 98 or the free Cruisin' 98 mobile app, or streaming live at kicks96news.com, where you click on the Listen Live tab for Cruisin' 98. And, of course, you can watch LA football on the Triple M Motors video stream, available at kicks96news.com. There's a link there with the news stories, takes you to the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. Tonight's broadcast is powered by Central Electric Power Association. Before this game kicks off at the top of the hour, I'll give you the Philadelphia Gun and Pawn starters. We'll break down the Rebels-Raiders matchup, but first I'll talk with the Rebels head coach Brian Pickens. All that coming up as the Crossgates Jewelers pregame continues from Boswell Media Sports.
For 87 years, we've been your biggest fans. Rest assured, while you are cheering on your favorite team this season, Central Electric's team is working around the clock to provide reliable service year-round. Whether building power lines in extreme weather conditions or restoring power on a stormy night, Central Electric employees take your electric service seriously. We will be there to keep the game on. So enjoy this football season and take comfort in our team's reliable service all year long. It's our commitment to you, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health. Providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Walk into the shimmering world of Crossgates Jewelers and Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologist will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Thanks to Rosebud General Store, I can get all I need to work the farm right here at home.
Because they go hand in hand with what you use. Spreaders, hay bale rings, cattle catch pins, head gates, and fencing supplies. And let's not forget a great clothing department with boots and shoes to clothe the whole family.
Plus feed and medicine for all our animals, and even a deli to feed us farmers at lunch. That's my faithful friends at Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East in Rosebud.
Attention poultry farmers. South Group is proud to offer an exclusive insurance market tailored just for you. Whether you run a brand new operation or manage older breeder, broiler, or pullet houses, we've got you covered with some of the best rates in the industry. Protect your investment the smart way. Call Will Lawson Harkins or Jared Estes at South Group today for your custom quote. Call 601-267-0065. South Group Insurance. Local, experienced, and here for your farm.
Ready for your next ride?
Triple M Motors has been serving you for 54 years, offering unbeatable prices and an impressive selection to match every lifestyle. With easy financing options and top-notch service long after you drive away, your car buying experience is hassle-free from start to finish. Trust the name that's been in your corner for over 5 decades. Stop by Triple M Motors today and see why our customers keep coming back, generation after generation. Triple M Motors, Highway 35, Carthage.
Welcome back to the Crossgates Jewelers pregame as Leake and Riverfield are warming up and getting ready for a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we've got Rebels head coach Brian Pickens on the line. Coach, thank you.
Always good to be doing this.
So I don't know if it's something in the Louisiana air or coming off the Mississippi River. Our connection's not quite as good as we like it to be, but we're going to do the best we can. And Coach, in this first segment, of course, we're always glancing in the rearview mirror and happy to have a 41-14 win against Oak Hill last week in Madden for homecoming. And certainly you look back on that game and have to be happy with the explosive plays this offense put together. You and I were laughing about it earlier that Garrett Adcock had 3 touchdowns. And when you and I were talking postgame, I just knew, and my brain told me there's no way he carried just 3 times in that ball game and scored on each of them. But that turned out to be the case. And that was not even all of the big plays.
I was really excited about that. We threw a pass, and then that's when we handed it Garrett on second play. We handed second play of our possession, and I think and of course I'm not looking at the stats. I think he went 60 yards, something like that, for a touchdown. But that had been something we'd been working on all week. We saw what they did. We'd worked on it. It kind of just was part of things that we've done in the past. That particular game. And I thought our lineman did a great job executing. Garrett saw exactly what we told him this is what it's going to look like. And, Garrett's got a great ability, though, to cook. He's probably got one of the best visions I've seen of a running back. Seriously, his vision's super. And sometimes as a coach, you stand over there and you want to critique and go, here's your read. But he'll go kind of a little different, but it usually works. And I always say, our deal is if you score, I'm going to high five you and not say nothing. If you don't score now, I'll give you my ideas on it. But if you score, you're going to get high fived, and we're going to go on with life. But anyway, yes, he had a great game the other night. Like I said, 3 carries, 183 touchdowns. I think it was an average of 56 yards a carry.
Yes,
which is unheard of. But like I've told you, we play complementary pass run offense. They work well together. And when Oak Hill tried to move in to stop that, George took advantage of the outside and had 3 big touchdown passes to Easton. Easton had like 3 receptions for 100-something yards, 3 touchdowns. One of them literally, I think he just kind of stuck his hands out and the ball landed right there as he was walking in the end zone. So then in another one, he did one of those toe taps in the back of the end zone. So he had some big catches. And then Gage on the other side, they were playing way off him. So we just kept hitting him on the stop routes. And I think he racked up a good many yards just doing that and moving us down the field. So like I said, and I know Wright had a big catch. Riles had a big catch. So all of them got involved in it. George, I think, in basically one half of play, threw for 200-something yards. I think 250, 3 touchdowns. So like I said, it's a testament to what these kids do every week. You talk about explosive plays, but they're the reason for it. They work hard. They execute it. George does a good job of taking what they give you, and our guys on offense do a great job of changing. As we go, sometimes things are called from the line, and they flow with that. And that's it. It's easier said than done when you talk about 11 people being on the same page as you call stuff in the middle of the field. And so, like I said, just extremely proud of this group and what their accomplishment on these big plays.
Yeah, and defensively, just as impressive. Our offense, we averaged better than 21 yards per offensive snap. And then I'm looking at this stat sheet and I see that for the game, we held them to under 3 yards per play and even about 1.5 yards per rush, which was the big thing they came in and wanted to do against us. So we stopped their strength.
Yeah. Well, and I said in the coaches show, one of the number one ways that you're going to win football games is stop the run. And I want to say this is the second straight week our defense has given up less than 100 yards rushing. Like I said, again, I'm not looking at the stats, but I know they had a big game, and that's what we came in to do. We came stop the run. They got us on a few pass plays, just some, little dink and dunks out there. But like I said, we were geared up to stop the run, and, that was our goal. And I thought our defense did a super job. They came out. They got, we kicked off to O'Keel. They took the ball first. And, from there, we 3 and out. They got the ball. And, 2 plays later, we're standing in the end zone. And, and then that's when the big, they had a big run down on that. They came back. They made it 7-6, and then after that, we just took control. And and that's tough on another group. You just get that momentum going and those quick scores. Because I think right after we got the ball back, I think there's the next play that Garrett scores on another long run. And so like I said, that's that wears on the defense. It wears on the entire other team's psyche. So that's why we like being explosive. And that's why I'm excited that we're doing what we're doing. Now, one negative is that like Garrett and George and some of them, I had Gage and Easton. I run them a little bit during practice. I tell them, I said, you're not doing enough action during the game. So we run a little bit. I said, nothing for punishment, boys. I said, I'm just making sure we're in shape for 4 quarters. And they'll always laugh. They'll go over there and they'll do it with no complaints because they understand they got to get themselves ready.
Yeah, so sometimes as a coach and a leader, you have to look for the cloud in every silver lining sometimes, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they'll tell you I can find raindrops in those clouds.
But yeah, we talked about that, I think, at halftime during the broadcast that, Garrett Adcock may need to get somebody of it on the Rebel team to knock him down because he didn't get knocked down much in the first half. Got to get that dirty somehow.
Oh, yeah. He never. Well, he did get tackled on a kickoff. He got tackled on a kickoff. They did get him a little dirty on that. But talking about the explosiveness and all that. Now a kid that's got to be mentioned is Easton Page. I'd love to say that we started on Monday. Actually, last week we Caden's having a muscle issue, and so he couldn't kick last week, and we couldn't play last week. We had worked on kickoff. Joey Saki got out there, and he did a great job of kicking off. And I guess it was Thursday we were out there going through a walkthrough, and we always just kind of keep everything in unison. And Easton, like I told you, Easton told me he played soccer when he was 4. So I thought, well, if he played soccer when he was 4, he could sure kick an extra point. And he did a great job on Thursday. So we when we scored, we ran him out there and, went 5 of 6, which is super. But yeah, he did a super job. That's a lot of it's a lot of stress on somebody when you get out there in front of everybody because you got to think the play has stopped. Now we're going to line you up and you got to kick this extra point. But he did a good job of that. Jack did a good job holding. Jack Johnson got in there and he had to hold. I don't think he's ever held before. So he did a good job.
Good to see some success at what basically is a little bit of improvisation and just stepping in and executing without a lot of preparation. So, yeah, you've got to tip your cap to those guys who had to fill in special teams in the last minute.
I always say it's part of our culture is, players have to make plays and no matter what. And, that's what makes coaching successful. As coaches, we can talk about all our schemes and things like that, but players are what makes you. And when players make plays, and just like something like going to kicking an extra point, that's just an athlete making a play, using his ability and doing the best he can and, getting us successful.
Well, when we come back from the break, Coach and I'll continue talking about the kicking game and its role in the Rebels' success during this 2025 season as the Crossgates Jewelers pregame continues.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank cover's on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare Supplement. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op, Philadelphia.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Pickett Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
Welcome back. We're bringing you more of the Cross Gates Jewelers pregame as the Rebels open district play tonight against Riverfield over here in Rayville, Louisiana. Coach Brian Pickens remains on the line with us. Coach, we ended the last segment talking about the Rebels special teams last week and how some players who are not our regulars in a lot of those roles and holding and kicking stepped up. But I want you to talk a little bit big picture of the development of that group, because I think we've been successful in a lot of respects in the kicking game this year.
Yeah, Caden was a big loss for us. Yes, he's a great wide receiver, but I always tell a lot of people, as a coach, going into the first game, your sleepless night. People think, what all goes into football, the stress and, the worries, and you worry about this situation or that situation. But one of your biggest concerns, honestly and truly, for me was always you go into a game, a season, and the night before that first game, you've got especially if you got a new long snapper and a new punter. Those are very stressful moments because, punt team is something we practice every day. We do that every day. Monday through Thursday, we are going to practice punt. And, I got this from an old coach, and I like the way he said it. You've messed up 3 times. Let's don't make it 4. So that punt is a huge part of your success, and you're trying to flip the field. You're trying to push them down there. Special teams is something people don't talk enough about, but before we get into all the intricacies of special teams, but, I felt really good going into this season. Wright Pelokas is our long snapper on the punt, and I'm going to tell you something. That's a lot of stress on somebody. That's a big role right there. Is that long snapper? And he came in last year and did a super job in the middle of the season. Had to do it, and he did. Like I said, he's done a real good job for us. And I felt good about having him a snapper back. And then Caden has been punting during the summer, and he was doing a great job. So I felt very comfortable, and during the scrimmage we worked on punts, but felt very good about that. And then Caden, at Canton, he had the 42-yard field goal. That's huge that you can drive down, and that's what people don't understand enough about football is, you drive a field, you get down there scoring range, and, fourth down, you're thinking, we'll go for it, get the 7 points, but it's nice to get that 3 points. You just kick that field goal and you got 3 points and you got something out of being down there. You're not coming away empty-handed. And he gave us that ability to do that. And, in kickoffs, he was super on kickoffs. You probably saw me watching from the booth. So, having him, that muscle issue is, was a worry of mine going into last Friday night. He had, offensively, defensively, I've always said, special teams is something that can get you beat. Joey Saki started Monday kicking off, and, and again, the height, the distance, everything's a kind of a variable when you talk about, going and covering. I know they had a big kick return, but I think that was just, just covering a new kickoff and things like that. Just getting used to covering this particular kicker's kick. But Joey did a super job. He pinned them deep, and Joey, I don't think Joey's kicked off since junior high. So, we got out there and we kind of looked around, and Joey did it in junior high. So we said, well, you're going to do it now. And so I think, we've got the ability to still do that. I think we still kick a field goal in certain situations. And then Jack has been our backup punter. I always feel like you need a backup punter because you never know what's going on, especially when you've got punters that play other positions. And so Jack had done a good job. And, the other night, it was late in the game when we had to punt. And, I'll be honest with you, we actually thought about going for it. But then, Coach Burns made a good point when he said, hey, Jack's never kicked in a live game. So, okay, so we read him out there. And, it did, unfortunately, it got blocked. But, that's something that a punter's got to see. And then the next two, right there at the end, I was really happy that, I know that sounds kind of odd for a coach. I was really happy to see his punt, but we had to punt, and he got off a great one. Yep. They pressured him. He got off a great one, and then there was actually a penalty on them that caused had to punt another. So Jack got 3 punts in live action right there on those Friday night lights. So they did a good job. But special teams is something that we do. We do work on. We take a lot of pride in them. When we kick off, we want to pin them deep. We talk about the fact that, the deeper somebody starts, the less likely they are to score. Sometimes if we feel like they got deadly, kick return guys, sometimes we will, we'll kick it a little shorter. Knowing we're given a little better field position, we feel like that in the end, that's the best thing for us to do. And then, I've talked about the whole punting situation of how important that is to us and how important those punters are and how important it is for them to flip the field and then the cover part of it. One of the most demoralizing things that can happen to you as a football team. And look, I've been a part of wins, and it still sticks with you when somebody returns a punt or kick off a touchdown. And the other side of the football, we work on our returns. Kick return has gotten harder the longer I've coached. Back when I got into it, everybody just put that ball on that tee, and they just kicked it as far as they could. And back then, I'll be honest with you, set up a lot of returns for that. People today, and I think it's just the kickers have gotten, a little bit, I'd say the word better, but they've gotten more skilled, I'll say. They're more skilled. So they can line up and they'll swib one, they'll sky one, they'll kick it deep. And so biggest thing is to make sure, as I always say, make sure we have the ball when that whistle blows at the end. And then you talk about returning, our returners, Gage had a big one. Garrett had a big kickoff return this year. It was at home. I think it was Bowling Green. Yeah. He had a huge kickoff return. Gage has had some big. Gage had one where he actually scored. It was called back. But being a kick returner now, you got to be a little special breed. You got 11 angry people coming at you, and you got to kick it. And basically, you got to make one of those guys miss, and then you can get on to the return. The kickoff return, you're just running into. I always say you're running to a medieval battle. I mean, because you got them running after us, and we're running back to meet them, and you got to find a hole in there. So, you have to have, as I would say, ice water in your veins to do all that.
We'll take a break one more time and come back with Coach, and we'll look at tonight's game against Riverfield. Kickoff coming at 7 o'clock as Leake Academy football continues.
Build your barn with Ozark Ag from the ground up. Expanding your poultry operation is simple and fast when you turn to the poultry pros that you'll find at Ozark Ag. They're your go-to partner for poultry barn construction. So let's check that checklist, shall we? Full service design and build? Check. Equipment installation? Check. And service that lasts long after the barn is finished? Check. And by the way, this just in, check. Build strong together. Call or go by to get started. Ozark Ag, Highway 16, Carthage.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Hunting season is here, and Leake County Co-op has everything you need to get ready. From ammunition to deer attractants, premium deer feed, and the seed to plant your perfect food plot, they've got you covered. And cattlemen, don't forget, it's almost time to plant ryegrass and winter wheat for winter grazing. Lock in the best pricing by prepaying for your ryegrass seed before October 15th. So whether you're headed to the woods or the pasture, come see us at Leake County Co-op, where neighbors help neighbors since 1936.
Ready for your next ride? Triple M Motors has been serving you for 54 years, offering unbeatable prices and an impressive selection to match every lifestyle. With easy financing options and top-notch service long after you drive away, your car buying experience is hassle-free from start to finish. Trust the name that's been in your corner for over 5 decades. Stop by Triple M Motors today and see why our customers keep coming back, generation after generation. Triple M Motors, Highway 35, Carthage.
Philadelphia Gun and Pine, the original since 1974.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn reminds you, size matters.
Which is why they have the largest collection of firearms your eyes have ever seen.
They carry a huge selection of Liberty and Browning safes in stock, and delivery is available.
Save 25% off select used firearms while you can.
Always giving you more bang for your buck.
Visit Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, 910 Posey Avenue in Philadelphia.
The original Philadelphia Gun and Pine.
Need to make your team stand out? In Sports has you covered. From high-quality screen printing on jerseys and fan gear to top-notch sports equipment, we bring your game to the next level. Celebrate your victories with our professional trophies and plaques, perfect for every champion. Whether you're gearing up for the season or commemorating a win, trust In Sports, where local teams shine brighter. Gear up, play hard, win big. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Welcome back to the Crossgates Jewelers pregame. Leake and Riverfield kickoff at 7 o'clock, and we're going to talk about this matchup tonight while we have Coach Pickens on the line. And Coach, we've been able over the last few weeks to get off to a good start, move the ball early, get some early stops, get a lead, and I know that's what the game plan is for tonight, I'm sure.
Yes, we're going to have a long trip. Nice thing about our group's used to taking long trips. This is going to be a little longer than normal. It's about a 2-hour, 40-minute ride, but we're going to get there early, let them stretch their legs out. But I also see that a lot of times. I think we sometimes get better prepared because when you're on those buses, you're thinking about one thing, and that's what you're going to do that night in the football game. So I kind of like a long trip, but we got to come out. We got to come out ready to play. Like you said in the coach show, it's going to be their homecoming game. So the kids are going to go out there with a lot of pride, and they're huge. They're a big group. They're going to try to establish that line of scrimmage and run that football right at the heart of it. And so that's something our kids are going to have to be, especially our defensive guys. it's going to be a physical game all night for those up front 7 guys. And then our DBs are going to be, tasked with the fact that they've got to stop the run, but they've also can't fall asleep for a pass, because that's how Riverfield's dangerous. That run, and then you get this pass in there behind you. So our DB is going to be very disciplined tonight. Offensively, as I always say, we got to hit the ground running. We've got to go out there. And in the last 2 weeks, I guess 3 weeks ago, I told you I'd like to see our group start a little bit better, of a sense of urgency, that sense we got to get going, and we've seen that, and we've got to continue that. The games we got now, all being conference games, we've got to have that sense of urgency, and we've got to be playing on our top ability for the next 3 weeks. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to getting this district and seeing where we are, and how we'll come out of it.
And when you look at Riverfield on film, their quarterback stands out. Senior ball player. He's also a defensive lineman for them. He's about as big as any quarterback we've seen in a while.
And I'll tell you what, when he gets to rolling, I always say that, they're going to get in there too tight, 3 backs in the backfield. No, they're getting 4 backs in the backfield, because you got to consider that quarterback. They're going to direct snap it to him, and he's got 3 backs around him, and he likes to run the football, and they like to run him. So, you've got to stop him beating himself to bring him down. That's how big he is, and like I said, really an athletic kid. So yeah, it all the way around is going to be physical. And when you're talking about the quarterback being that big, now you can imagine how big their linemen are. Because I don't know why, but why don't you see a big quarterback, you see a big lineman? I guess they're just in the water. But yeah, those linemen are big too.
Well, Coach, we know our team will be well prepared and play with a lot of effort and enthusiasm, and we look forward to seeing another good performance tonight. We appreciate you spending some time with us.
All right, thank you.
All right, y'all stay with us. We'll take one more break and come back and start the countdown to kickoff for Leake and Riverfield as the Crossgates Jewelers pregame continues from Boswell Media Sports.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West 50th Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone, and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
Attention poultry farmers. South Group is proud to offer an exclusive insurance market tailored just for you. Whether you run a brand new operation or manage older breeder, broiler, or pullet houses, we've got you covered with some of the best rates in the industry. Protect your investment the smart way. Call Will Lawson Harkins or Jared Estes at South Group today for your custom quote. Call 601-267-0065. South Group Insurance. Local, experienced, and here for your farm.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
Thanks to Rosebud General Store, I can get all I need to work the farm right here at home.
Because they go hand in hand with what you use. Spreaders, hay bale rings, cattle catch pins, head gates, and fencing supplies. And let's not forget a great clothing department with boots and shoes to clothe the whole family.
Plus feed and medicine for all our animals, and even a deli to feed us farmers at lunch. That's my faithful friends at Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East in Rosebud.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
The Cross Gates Jewelers pregame continues from Joe Meeks Field in Rayville, Louisiana. Who knew the signal could throw that far? We are headed, getting across the river to you over there in Mississippi, and glad you joined us tonight. Hey, Gaden Bell told me that there would be boudin and daiquiris at the concession stand at this stadium, but he was wrong. Oh, man. Well, that's you can't always get what you want, but you can get a great football game tonight. Leake Academy and Riverfield get ready to meet for only the second time ever. They met here in 2018. Leake won 50-20, and then I assume next year the Raiders will come over to our house and make the long trip. But we're glad you're with us. You can watch tonight's broadcast on the Triple M Motors video stream. A link is available in the news story list at kicks96news.com. And we're powered by Central Electric Power Association. Billy Steen is running things in the studio. And Brooklyn Wade is running the camera with us on top of the press box. And I'm Philip Palmertree. Let's get to the starters presented by Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. We start really with talking about some injuries and players not available tonight. Looks like John David Thomas is questionable, probably out at left tackle, so that's likely to mean Talon Dillard steps in at left tackle. And also we're going to be again without Riker Wells and again without Caden Stovall with injuries. And, of course, Cullen Manuel on crutches. Saw him just a little while ago down on the field. But let's go ahead and get to the offensive starters as we think they will be tonight. Connor Moore, the senior, at center. Left guard, John Wyatt King. Right guard, Tanner Walsworth. We expect Dillard will get the start in the place of Thomas at left tackle. Lane Stewart, the junior, at right tackle. Wright Palokas will be at H-back. Wide receivers, Easton Page, the junior. Gage Warren, the junior. And we'll also have, we mentioned Stovall being out. Rouse Wilkerson will play some at wide out tonight as well. Running back, Garrett Adcock. Touched it 3 times last week, scored 3 times, and ran for 170 yards. That's all he did. But he was a featured player of the week candidate in Mississippi high school football last year. The junior gets the start at running back. We'll see some John David Gill as well. And George Wilcox had another great week last week for the. He's completed 73 out of 117 passes for 1,672 yards, 21 touchdowns, and he's thrown 5 interceptions. And that's the Rebel offense. Specialist because of Caden Stovall's injury. We're going to have the new kickers from last week. Jack Johnston will be punting. And then we'll have Easton Page doing place kicking duties and Joey Saki kicking off. Tanner Walsworth will be snapping on the place kicks and Wright Palokas snapping on the punts. Coach talked about them during the interview segment. On defense, Alan Olivo anchors the D-line at nose guard, the senior. Probably going to see a lot of Austin Sweeney at defensive tackle to give Talon Dillard some breath on the sideline. And defensive end, on one side, Joey Saki, who leads the team in sacks. On the other side, Caden Monk, outstanding junior at defensive end. Middle linebacker bringing the thump week in, week out is Kobe Kemp, the senior. Jack Johnston at outside linebacker, and on the other side, Carter Pigg, who's really come on and made some big plays in the last 3 or 4 weeks, the senior at the other outside linebacker. The corners, those are Joshua Gray, the senior, on one side, and Brennan Evans, the junior, on the other. Braden Welch I listed him as questionable, didn't get confirmation on his availability tonight, so we'll just see when the defense goes out there. But Will Garner, senior, slated to start at the other safety. Those are tonight's starters. That's presented to you by Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, the original since 1974. And Rebel fans, of course, we've got Baptist Memorial Hospital Leak honoring the late old ball coach Gilbert Barham by endowing the Gilbert Barham Color Commentators chair, and in that chair tonight is our friend Cooper Sanders. Coop is back with us, and he'll be with us a good bit more through the remainder of the season. It's good to have Coop here. All Coop has done today is broadcast the 1A MHSAA Volleyball State Championship at Clinton. Then he got in the car with me and came over here, and so Cooper, you had a busy day, but glad to get you here after you're warmed up.
Oh, yeah, it was a busy day. I've called 2 different sports, 2 different games in the same day, but this is my first time doing 2 different games, 2 different sports in 2 different states in the same day. So I've enjoyed getting to do that, love getting to do this, and excited for this game here tonight.
Let's talk about tonight's game between 6-1 Leake and 1-5 Riverfield, and teams that are not familiar with each other in recent years. But as Coach was saying, we've got a team lined up against us tonight in the Raiders who are big, who are physical. We expect them to run north and south straight into the line. They're going to have some size advantages along the front. It's going to take some good discipline, but it's just going to take some good old-fashioned toughness.
Yeah, and that comes with good coaching. They're coached by Alan Wise in his 3rd year, who actually was the defensive coordinator for 13 years at Neville High School, which is in Monroe, and like you told me earlier, it's going to be the West Point of Louisiana. One of those schools that's just always good, always competitive, and always dominant.
And we met an assistant coach from Neville earlier tonight. Going to give a big shout-out to Smitty's Taste of the Bayou here in Rayville. Look, Rebel fans, when you got to come to Rayville and you come to watch the Rebels play at Riverfield, remember Smitty's Taste of the Bayou. Excellent food there. We had the Dijon burger, and I'd have it again.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have it again tomorrow. I'd eat it any day of the week.
And
outstanding.
If it doesn't show up on your maps the first time, try the second one, because there's 2 on maps we found out.
Yeah, that's right. There's one that's out by the high school. That one's shut down. The one that's closer into town is the place you need to go. It's in an old grocery store. And it's a great local place, and I'm not getting paid to say that. I didn't even get a free piece of – I didn't get even some beignets or anything for that. But just no extra charge on that for the eating tip here in Rayville. Let's continue the countdown here by taking a quick look. We'll come back and talk about the Rebels' effort tonight just a little bit more. But first, let me tell you about the schedule. We begin district play tonight in MAIS Region 2. I call it the Central Division, 3A. And Leake, of course, playing at Riverfield Tri-County, our opponent next week. They've won their last 4. They're hosting Central Hines. And then some other games in MAIS that we're interested in. Carroll at Winston, Regents at Oak Hill, Newton County Academy playing at Silva Bay, Park Lane, who's undefeated, at MRA, Capaya at Jackson Prep, and an interesting game against some teams we're familiar with from years past. Lamar at 6-2 at Starkville at 5-2. And in public school action, Newton plays at Scott Central. Choctaw Central, who's having a great season, 6-1. They're at Newton County. Forest plays at Raymond. West Lauderdale at Leake Central. Nanawaya at Sebastopol. Had to mention that especially for my friend Coop here, who's an alum of Nanawaya. And Noxubee County at Choctaw County. That's probably a preview of the North State 3A finals, of who's going to come out of the North. Could be Noxubee, could be Choctaw County. Of course, Choctaw is the defending state champion.
Well, that's actually a district game.
Oh, that's right, and a district game.
They are in the same district, so it'll be the North half. So
that's right. That's what I mean. North half. They may meet again for a trip to Starkville.
They could. There's some other powerful teams in 3A, but it's definitely going to be a nice matchup tonight as a rematch from last year's state championship.
Well, back to this game as Coop and I get you ready here, and appreciate Triple M Motor sponsorship of our video stream. For Leake, again, we just got to, I think, stay on schedule and get this good start that has been – the Rebels have been able to do the last 3 weeks, and get control of a ball game early, make the big plays early. If you can do that, then this can be a trip that you're happy with on the long ride home.
Yeah, those long trips. Sometimes you get a little jet lag. Sometimes you're tired. Sometimes it can be a distraction, and you just got to come up here and you got to take care of business, because that ride home will be a lot longer if it doesn't go your way than it is if it goes your way.
So one of these teams is going to be 1-0 in district play when we finish this ball game tonight, and Leake's got a match next Friday night at Tri-County. The people have been talking about that for weeks, but this is one you got to keep that off the table. That's coming when it's coming. You got to play for tonight against a team that you're going to get their best shot. You're in their backyard. It's their homecoming, and they're going to come and try to punch us in the mouth.
Well, it's like the other Rebels in the state of Mississippi last week, coming off of a bye week. Ole Miss, next week you got Georgia, which is now tomorrow, and didn't really focus as much on Washington State as they needed to, and it was a lot closer than they wanted. So sometimes when you have big games coming up that everyone's talking about, you still have to focus on those games that might not have as much attention.
And one interesting thing you may have noticed, I mentioned Leake is 6-1, and Riverfield's 1-5. Their August 29 game against River Oaks, another one of the Louisiana schools, was suspended with 3:45 to play in the second quarter because of inclement weather, and they realized they just couldn't come up with a way to make up that game, so it will not be resumed, and it doesn't count for or against either team. That's unfortunate for Riverfield. They were leading 22-0 at the time, but they had not hit halftime yet, and just had to let that one go. It basically functioned like a jamboree type almost two quarters scrimmage for them. But they're trying to get their season turned around here at the end, and homecoming queens walking the 5 Riverfield captains to the 50-yard line to meet Austin Sweeney and also Braden Johnson and Will Garner, the 3 Leake Academy captains. Of course, Leake the visitors tonight, the Navy helmets, white jerseys with Navy numbers, and white football pants with Rebels up the side, and then the Riverfield Raiders home team in royal blue helmets with plain red jerseys and white numerals and white football pants. Coin toss going on right now, and we're just kind of reacting to it as we get you ready for the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. The Rebels, of course, will be on the far sideline. They'll be coming in from our left. Waiting for the officials to tell us. Looks like Riverfield has won the toss.
Riverfield has won the toss.
And it looks like they want the ball first. So they're going to receive, and the Rebels will kick. So we'll see the Rebels on defense first. A lot of teams like to take the ball in the second half, but Riverfield feels like they want to get their offense to work and start pounding on Leake's defensive front from the first minutes of this game.
Yeah, wanting to set the tone here.
So we're getting you ready for kickoff. Both teams about to come out in the end zones and get this one started. Glad to have you with us on Cruisin' 98.3. You may be listening on the Cruisin' 98 app, though I know we've had some technical problems with that. But there's also a live audio stream available at kicks96news.com. Click Listen Live for Cruisin' 98, and you get that audio stream. And, of course, the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel is your exclusive home for Rebels football. We want you to click the subscribe box if you're there, and that lets you know when we go on the air with Leake Academy football and Leake Academy basketball. And speaking of basketball, at halftime, I'm going to interview Amanda Hatch, girls basketball coach, of course, at LA. So I've got a special Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime. I'm going to have a little extra time because it's Riverfield's homecoming, but got a little extra couple of minutes in store interview with Coach Hatch. Well, let's take our anthem break, come back with kickoff. Leake and Riverfield about to kick it off from Rayville, Louisiana. Glad to have you with us. Kickoff just around the corner as Rebel football continues.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
The new clinic is open. Premier Medical Group in Carthage has opened their new clinic at 300 South Pearl Street, and they welcome nurse practitioners Reagan Smith and Julie Harrington to their team. Schedule your appointment with any of their providers today at 601-298-0333.
Walk into the shimmering world of Crossgates Jewelers and Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologist will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Hello, Rebel fans. It's time for kickoff. Moore's Pharmacy welcomes you to an exciting night of Friday night football. Moore's Pharmacy takes great pride in supporting Leake Academy Rebels, the perfect place to start your weekend. Okay, Rebels, let's kick it off.
Boswell Media Sports.
Right on time, we bring you back the last chord of the national anthem, and it's time for the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Leake Academy and Riverfield meeting as now district opponents in MAIS 3A, District 2, Central Division, along with Tri-County and Central Hines. Those two teams are meeting tonight, and the Rebels will be at Tri-County next Friday night and then back home for the final regular season game at Thaggart Field against the Central Hines Cougars. Philip Palmertree and Cooper Sanders is with us, or with you. We're always with us. Yeah.
Always.
That's a problem for us sometimes. Wherever we go, there we are. Rebels will kick it off right to left to the Raiders. And let's get the Leake County Co-op weather and field conditions.
Yeah, coming a little later, and if it would have been a few minutes earlier, it would have been different because it has dropped 5 degrees since when I was going to do it. It is now 77 degrees, feels like 77. Got just a little, field looks a little hard, doesn't look very soft. Field looks like it might be a little hard tonight. I always overlook this because it's 1,000 miles away for the closest fire on this weather app. But the closest fire is actually 17 miles away tonight.
Okay. Bet you weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
Bet you didn't have that on your bingo card. Here's the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Ball scooped up at the 10, coming to the middle of the field. Leighton Huff. And he crosses the 25 and gets hit there and pushed back. Jackson Hatton and Austin Sweeney making contact with him, stopping him there. And we get things going.
Not a bad kick for Saki there. He's able to get some distance on it.
Here we go. Offensive possession for the Raiders in red jerseys. They'll line up in a heavy set. 2 tight ends. Hand off to the single back Huff, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, goes no further. Alan Olivo, Caden Monk, and Jack Johnston were there to meet him and push him back.
Yeah, like usual, they're just right there to make the stop. Did not let him get any space.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. First quarter is presented by Carthage Collision Center. Second down, ball at the right hash. John Cade Ziegler, the quarterback. They get a huge block and get room to run on the right side for Huff. Brennan Evans makes the tackle. But, boy, a bruising block and an 8-yard gain up close to the 35.
Yeah, big block there by number 65. Is that – looks to be Riley Lashley.
He'll get a helmet sticker for that block.
Big hit like Bobby Lashley, if you know who that is.
Third down and about 2. Opening 90 seconds of this ball game. So 3rd and short. Ziegler, the big quarterback, going to keep it, stick his nose ahead. He may not have enough for the first down. He's going to get past the 35, but he needed to reach just past the 36. It's going to be very close to the first down. It may be a measurement.
Yeah, he just did not have the space there. It looked like it was Saki with a little bit of help from Kobe Kemp to make that stop and stop him from getting forward progress there.
They're going to say he's about 2 feet short. 4th down and less than a yard. So the Rebel defense, an opportunity to turn back Riverfield and get good possession, field position for the offense. Ziegler straight ahead. He's hit at the 35, trying to stay on his feet. The Rebels form a wall and trying to keep him from crossing. It looks like he's going to be marked short of the first down. Coop, I think the Rebels have held on 4th down against a team that just jammed as many people up in the middle as they could.
Yeah, I think they have stopped him. You know, a few guys got there in the middle, but you could see Will Garner right there was using all of his force, pulling that pile backwards, trying to keep them back.
And the Rebel defense has held on 4th and inches and turned back the Raiders. They'll take over at the 36-yard line with 9:30 to play first quarter, and that's already a big play.
Yeah, that's the field position you want if you're the Rebels.
LA takes over at the Riverfield 36. 2 wide receivers, two to each side. QB1, George Wilcox, looks at a 4-man front. They'll bring 5 for pressure, throw quickly. 5-yard pattern complete to Page. He's tackled before he can turn upfield, but he falls down ahead to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 7. 2nd and 3, and the Rebels are ready to come up to the line of scrimmage with their second play.
Yeah, good start there for the Rebels. You know, those short passes pick up good plays.
Looking to throw. Heading for the end zone. Left side, deep ball wide open. Gage Warren, he gathers it in. And that's 6 for the Rebels. He got about 4 or 5 yards behind the cornerback and perfect pass. 6 for the Rebels. It's 6-0 Leake. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting.
Yeah, it took him a few steps. He stuttered there for a second, hit him with a little stutter step move, then got to the outside around the left side of the corner, and he was gone from there.
6-0 Rebels. And Easton Page, who was 5 out of 6 in his first attempts at kicking extra points last week, will kick out of the hole to Jack Johnston. 29 yards on the connection. Tanner Walsworth snaps it back. Line drive kick, but he missed it off to the left. No good. 9:16 to play first quarter. Leake 6, Riverfield nothing. We'll be back as Leake Academy football continues.
Attention poultry farmers. South Group is proud to offer an exclusive insurance market tailored just for you. Whether you run a brand new operation or manage older breeder, broiler, or pullet houses, we've got you covered with some of the best rates in the industry. Protect your investment the smart way. Call Will Lawson Harkins or Jared Estes at South Group today for your custom quote. Call 601-267-0065. South Group Insurance. Local, experienced, and here for your farm.
Need to make your team stand out? In Sports has you covered. From high-quality screen printing on jerseys and fan gear to top-notch sports equipment, we bring your game to the next level. Celebrate your victories with our professional trophies and plaques, perfect for every champion. Whether you're gearing up for the season or commemorating a win, trust In Sports, where local teams shine brighter. Gear up, play hard, win big. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
Morris Pharmacy kickoff hits at the 15, gets behind Huff, rolls inside the 5. He picks it up. He's got Rebels around him inside the 10, but now gets to the sideline, but a couple of Rebels hit him. Joey Saki hit him hard about the 15, drove him out of bounds close to the 20. Looks like they'll mark them at the 18, but the Rebels went 2 plays, 36 yards, got 29 on the pass from QB1 to Gage Warren. 6-0 Rebels after the missed extra point. That drive update presented by Wilcox Funeral Home.
It's a nice run there by the return man as he kind of fumbled it there, had to go pick it up inside the 5, and then he was able to make some moves to get almost to the 20-yard line.
They start at the 18. Hand it off again, right side. Huff. Jack Johnston grabs him, holds him up till some more Rebels arrive, including Brennan Evans, Talon Dillard, and also Gavin Gamillion. They get a yard, maybe 2. We'll call it 2 up to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Raiders. First quarter of tonight's game presented by Carthage Collision Center.
A quiet game here on this side, on the Riverfield side.
Yeah, very quiet home side.
Here a pin drop.
2nd and 8. They'll go play action, throw it to the right side. Pass caught at the 25, having to go to the ground to get it was Larson Brock, senior. Did a good job putting his body out there and getting it. They'll get about 6 on the gain. It'll be 3rd and 2. Brennan Evans was close by.
Not sure how big your screen is if you're watching this one on YouTube, but there is a quarterback in this district bigger than George Wilcox.
Yes. Yeah, Ziegler, big youngster. 3rd and 2. Out of that big set with the 2 H-backs, they'll run straight ahead, get the first down and more. Spinning forward into the second level is Brad Nasser. He gets a gain of about 8-9 yards up to the 34-yard line, and that'll move the chains. And, hey, if you're watching on the Triple M Motors video stream, I do want you to know we are seeing we're having a little video issue, some little blinks and flashes, and we're during the commercials, we're going to try to work and find out where that comes from and try to fix that. We weren't having that pregame, but having that now, so just be patient, stay with us. We're aware of it and going to work on it. First down from the 34. Out of a shotgun with 2 backs. Ziegler keeps right side, gets to the edge, gets hit by Evans, and then dives up to the 39, picks up 5 on first down.
Yeah, nice run there. He runs with power, just lowers his shoulder and tries to get as many yards as he can with that big frame.
Ziegler plays defensive end on their defensive unit, and then he also is he's also an outstanding baseball player. But again, be patient with our video issues. We're going to do everything we can to get that fixed. We've got to work on it we got to repair the plane while it's in the air. And boy, Nasser went left side, and Kobe Kemp said, you won't go more than about 6 inches. He got to the 40, and that was it. We'll give him a yard, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Kobe Kemp shed that block well and was able to make a big tackle there to put a little halt to these past few plays for Riverfield. They've been picking up some yards, and a good stop there by Kemp will hopefully slow down the momentum in the Rebels' favor.
3rd and 4, ball right in the middle of the playing field at the 40-yard line. They'll get in that shotgun again with a back to each side of Ziegler. No wide receivers split out, just 11 players bunched up. Ziegler will get hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that big frame falls forward to the 42, and they get 2 of the 5, get about half of what they 4th down and 2 now from the 42.
They're going to keep the offense on the field once again.
4th and 2. 5:39, 5:38, 5:37 clock ticking first quarter. Leake leading 6-0 in the first quarter. The Rebels have run 2 offensive plays and got to the end zone. Again, another 4th down play. Ziegler hit, stretching forward. Looks like he's going to have the first down. May not have reached the 45, but he only needed the 44. It looks like they'll move the chains, though we haven't seen the officials point first down yet.
Ooh, that's a close one. Based off the spot, that's really close.
He did not get a generous spot. Now they say first down. They eyeball it. First down Raiders, but just by a nose.
Yeah. Now the spot, I will say, the spot is maybe not where he got tackled at, but the ball wasn't past the chains where they spotted it, but they gave him a first down. I think he got the first down, but based off the spot of the ball.
So they set up at we'll call it the Leake 45. First and 10, 4:40 to play first quarter. Some room for Nasser, but he couldn't find that little crease to the right side. Rebels grabbed him right at the line of scrimmage and pushed him back.
He actually ran into his right tackle on that play. It looked like he might have clashed with, I think that was Cole Pardue or Riley Lashley, one of the two. He clashed with right there in the back, and it slowed him down. He couldn't find the edge.
Kobe Kemp with the tackle. 5 men up at the line of scrimmage for L.A., and then they jump offside and give them 5. They'll move the ball up right to the midfield stripe. It'll be second down and less than 5. Kind of a quiet start to this ball game. Leake has scored quickly, taken a little of the enthusiasm out of the crowd already. But got to give Riverfield credit. They're coming in, they're chopping wood, doing what they came to do. This is their game. They play power football, try to run it at you and wear you down. Play action, throw short right side, caught by Brock. He rolls over to the 48-yard line, a gain of 2. Not much there, but Brennan Evans and Jack Johnston were trailing the play.
And that's one of your basic high school pass plays right there. You know, the rollout with the quarterback and find that wide receiver on the kind of out route / flat. You know, not quite long enough for an out route, not quite short enough for a flat, but finds him right there on the sideline. It's a catch.
3rd and 3. Look for him to power straight ahead. Ziegler keeps it. He falls down at the 45. He got turned backwards. Kobe Kemp hit him, but he's going to be at the line to gain for the first down. It'll be another first down for the Raiders.
Raiders are moving the ball very well, and, you know, you kind of hear it to start coming loud now. You got the drum line going. Here's some cowbells ringing in this stadium.
Didn't know there were cowbells west of the Mississippi, but you learned something tonight.
I mean, they probably, somewhere in the MAIS, they picked it up from another school probably.
Somewhere. 1st and 10 from the Leake 45. Rebels crowd the line of scrimmage. 10 men up in the box. Hand it off. Working to the outside. Breaking loose from one tackle and then going into the near sidelines is Brad Nasser. He goes out of bounds at the 40. Gets 5 on first down.
Yeah, I mean, things are clicking. They're blocking extremely well. You got a lot of big linemen on this team. The center and tight end are a little undersized, but everyone else on this offensive line is huge, and they are blocking very well.
They like to go to the right side. You could call them a right-handed team.
So they're sitting on that right hash right now. Watch, they're going to go left on this play.
Yep, that's exactly what we expect. From inside the 40, second down play, handoff Nasser up the middle. Jack Johnston grabbed him, but not before he picked up 4 yards down to the 36. It'll be 3rd down and a yard, maybe yard and a half.
And this is where the Rebels have to be big on these next 2 plays, because you got to think about it. You know, this is 4-down territory. It seemed like the whole field has been 4-down territory tonight for Riverfield, so you got to get 2 stops here.
They huddle up. Clock 1:46 and ticking in the Carthage Collision Center first quarter. And getting that big formation. 2 tight ends, 2 H-backs. Pistol set, handed off, straight ahead. Huff, he's got the first down inside the 35 to the 32.
They're playing some smash mouth football, and they are running it up. The Rebels running it in their face. Just running all over them.
1st and 10, Riverfield. This drive started back at their 18-yard line, and they've driven now to the Leake 32. They've put it in the air once. They have been powering straight ahead. Pistol set. Snap, keeper for Ziegler, and he's not going to find much. Rebels got a good lick on him early from Caden Monk coming in from the defensive end. He knifed in, hit him on the leg, and got him off balance. He gets only 2 on the play.
Yeah, nice play there to make it a 2nd and long. They've had a lot of 2nd and mids, 2nd and shorts. Now I'd expect to see, based off what they've been doing, maybe see that roll out with Ziegler and find his receiver, look for his receiver. The one that he's liked so far this game has been Larson Brock on that outside. Brock doesn't look to be on the right side or even in the game right now.
Got a Lee Realty timeout called by Riverfield that we'll take with them with 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Leake 6, Riverfield nothing.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals and encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely use Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapy.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-through and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
2nd and 8 for the Raiders, going left to right. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Pistol set. Ziegler, quarterback keeper, sidesteps Gavin Gamillion. He gets a little bit of momentum going inside the 25, and he's close to the sticks. They say first down. He gets down to the 20, between the 21 and the 22. Joey Saki, Joshua Gray working on the tackle.
It looks like they might just let this clock roll out as the officials are calling for the clock to roll. And Ziegler.
Well, they're going to have to, there's some kind of, they want the game clock stood still for quite a while after the signal was given, and now the game clock's going to run out before the play clock does. The game clock just hit 0. But they're going to let Riverfield run it out and get to the end of the first quarter. Leake 6, Riverfield nothing after 12 minutes. We'll return as Leake Academy football continues.
Gun and Pine, the original since 1974.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn reminds you, size matters.
Which is why they have the largest collection of firearms your eyes have ever seen.
They carry a huge selection of Liberty and Browning safes in stock, and delivery is available.
Save 25% off select used firearms while you can.
Always giving you more bang for your buck.
Visit Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, 910 Posey Avenue in Philadelphia.
The original Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
Build your barn with Ozark Ag from the ground up. Expanding your poultry operation is simple and fast when you turn to the poultry pros that you'll find at Ozark Ag. They're your go-to partner for poultry barn construction. So let's check that checklist, shall we? Full service design and build? Check. Equipment installation? Check. And service that lasts long after the barn is finished? Check. And by the way, this just in, check. Build strong together. Call or go by to get started. Ozark Ag, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Rebel 6, Riverfield nothing after 12 minutes. Philip Palmertree and Cooper Sanders with you. Billy Steen, our studio producer. Brooklyn Wade running the camera. And still working on that little video blinking problem. Haven't located the source of that yet. But we'll keep working on it as the evening goes. And we just apologize for that. 1st and 10 from the 22.
They've run 9:16 off the clock already this quarter.
And nearly getting to the second level was Huff. He got past a Rebel defender who had penetrated into the backfield, had some open space in front of him, but good closeout on there by Kobe Kemp and Talon Dillard. Kemp and Carter Pigg, rather. Gain of 4 on first down to the 18.
This closing in on a 10-minute drive. for Riverfield. Yes. Leake Academy scored with 9:16 left in the first quarter, and Riverfield has the ball ever since.
2nd and 6. Heavy formation. Nasser cannot go anywhere because Caden Monk got back there, grabbed him from behind, and then Olivo and also Carter Pigg came and finished him off. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 6. Second quarter of tonight's game presented by Welch Forest Products. We're in the opening minute. Leake has had the ball once, 2 offensive plays, and they went 36 yards in 2 plays for a Weaver Tax and Accounting touchdown. 3rd and 6 as the Raiders operate inside the Performance Therapy red zone. Hand off. No keeper. Nice fake. Ziegler goes inside the 15 and gets a little 1-2 punch. Gets knocked down at the 14, and it'll be 4th down and 3.
It took a really deep roll off of that fake, and I think that really cost him a yard or 2 with how far he rolled back.
Line of scrimmage, the 14. He's got to get almost to the 11. And they're almost kind of, we'll call it 4th and 3. We're not stretching it too far one way or the other. Ball on the right hash. They get in the big formation. Pistol. Nasser, the running back. Rebels edge up to the line. 4th down and 3. Nasser sweeping to the outside. Rebels giving chase. Brendan Evans can't get him. He breaks loose 10-5, breaks another tackle, and gets into the end zone for a Riverfield touchdown.
I mean, a very nice play there as he found the edge. It was looking back at that, looks like a potential block in the back looking at the replay. But, hey, it was a good block by that lineman as one of the Rebel defenders hit the ground very hard. But, hey, now Riverfield trying to take their first lead of this game.
And we were told, are not a team that kicks. Looks like they're going to go for it, trying to take an 8-6 lead. 9.5 minutes to play in quarter number 2. They're going to try to take the lead here. The big formation straight ahead. Ziegler keeping sidesteps the defender, bangs through one would-be tackler and goes into the end zone. And Riverfield has the lead 8-6. We'll be back with the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff when we return.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplement. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
When memories matter most, trust Wilcox Funeral Home to honor your loved one's legacy with compassion and dignity. Our caring team walks with you every step of the way, providing comfort and support during life's most difficult moments. From personalized services to attentive planning, Wilcox Funeral Home is your partner in remembrance and healing. Celebrate a life well lived, because every story deserves to be told, cherished, and never forgotten. Wilcox Funeral Home. Our family, serving your family for 90 years now. Jordan Street, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
82-yard drive. They kept the ball for basically an entire quarter, 11 minutes, 46 seconds. 8-6, Raiders in the lead, early second quarter. Squib kick taken at the 27. Will Garner's got it. Moves outside the numbers, left side across the 40 to the 44. He got tripped up by Gage Giesbrecht, and Leake's got good field position again, but right now they're trailing 8-6 early second quarter.
Yeah. And the offense, you've only played 2 plays, and you got to make sure when you're sitting on the sideline for that long that you don't get in the wrong headspace. You just got to come out here, be in the same mindset, and just deliver.
2-by-2 set from the left hash. Wilcox looks at offensive coordinator Corey Burns. Play clock under 10. Chest high snap. looking deep. Right side, Easton Page trying to get open. Goes through his hands at the 22-yard line, incomplete. He was guarded out there by Jacob Odom, but maybe that ball got on him a little bit faster than he was ready for, and it went incomplete.
Well, when he was coming across, getting ready to make the catch, there was just a teensy bit of contact, just the smallest bit of contact between the defensive back and Page, and it slowed him down for that half second that he needed to make the catch.
2nd and 10 for the Rebels. They'll put it in the air again. Quick pass left side, complete. Warren turns the corner, up the left sideline, 40, hit at the 35, and stepped out of bounds at the 34.
Yeah, Warren with a nice play there to make the catch, get around the defender, and then a very nice block there from, looked to be.
That was Wright Polokas.
Yeah, Wright Polokas made the nice block there to give him a few extra yards.
Rebels get 21 on the play down to the 35. That's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down. Quick snap, quick throw right side, complete to Page. 30 side steps the defender. Head in the sideline, 20, 10, and he will hit the end zone. That's 6 for the Rebels from 35 yards away. Second touchdown of the night. Second touchdown pass of the night for Wilcox, and it's a Weaver Tax and Accounting touchdown.
Yeah, Page with a nice catch in the open field makes an incredible move on Jacob Odom, and as soon as he gets past, you could see Odom just stare at him.
Offense staying out there to go for 2. It's 12-8 right now. Leake hoping to make it 14-8. They put the ball on the left hash. And they have a H-back on the left side. And now there's a flag, illegal procedure. Rebels move early before the snap. That will march it back. That makes things a little more interesting. And by more interesting, I mean a little too interesting. And by the way, John David Thomas is out there at left tackle, but they line up for the 2-point conversion, leading 12-8. Rolling out to his right, Wilcox looking in the end zone, under pressure, throws it back the other way, and it looks like it went incomplete. Rebels 12, Raiders 8. We'll be back with a Moore's Pharmacy kickoff, 8:53 to go, second quarter.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
For 87 years, we've been your biggest fans. Rest assured, while you are cheering on your favorite team this season, Central Electric's team is working around the clock to provide reliable service year-round. Whether building power lines in extreme weather conditions or restoring power on a stormy night, Central Electric employees take your electric service seriously. We will be there to keep the game on. So enjoy this football season and take comfort in our team's reliable service all year long. It's our commitment to you, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
Leake Rebels 12, Riverfield Raiders 8. Joey Saki with a Moore's Pharmacy kickoff from the 40. End over end kick, hits inside the 20, and again gets past the receiver. Giesbrecht coming up left side, won't get past the 15 before he is swamped by white jerseys. Austin Sweeney leading the charge for LA.
Yeah, just a little misjudged on the return. He thought he was going to catch it right there. It hit right in front and took a bounce. Luckily for Riverfield, he was able to get back there, pick it up, and get a few yards off of it. Not quite as many yards as he got last time, but still gets to the 15.
56-yard drive for the Rebels. 12-8 our score in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Handoff, Huff, and he's slowed down in the backfield, has to push hard to get back to the line of scrimmage around the 15, and that's it, 2nd and 10. Just all of that Leake defensive line, Dillard and Olivo clogging things up.
Rebels need to get some stops here. You know, they have 2nd and long now. Didn't have that many times on the last drive, but they need to take advantage of this and keep them behind the sticks.
2nd and 10. Straight ahead. Not reaching the 20 is the quarterback, John Cade Ziegler. He'll get about 3, maybe 4. Spot him at the 18, so it'll be 3rd down and 7.
This is the first 3rd and long that the Rebels have forced in a while. So they have to keep them right where they are. Don't let them get close enough for 4-down territory. Force them to punt here, get the ball back, make this a 2-possession game.
Clock winds under 7:35 to play in the second quarter. They'll keep it on the ground on 3rd and 7. Huff trying to get to the outside. Nowhere for him to cut back, and the Rebels knock him down at the 24. Short of the first down by about 2 yards, and now they'll send out the punter. Good job. 3 plays and forcing a punt by the Rebel defense. Alan Olivo and Kobe Kemp got in there on the tackle. Punter, number 17, Jacob Odom, a junior, stands at his own 5. Takes the snap, will get it away. Short spiral kick hits at the 40, now to midfield and rolls toward the Leake sideline and dies at the 48. Leake's got it at their own 48 to start their 3rd possession. After forcing a punt, they lead 12-8. Going to go ahead and tell you something, particularly when the teams get in the performance therapy red zone. It's kind of tough to see. In fact, it is almost impossible on the other side of the field to see where the lines are. The grass is not in great shape, and the lines are not very bright and white, and so it's just very hard to see. They don't have sideline yard markers to help people like us out, so we're doing some guessing when the ball gets kind of far away from us. But anyway, Rebels start at their own 48, leading 12-8. Handoff. Garrett Adcock across the logo midfield has the first down. Sidesteps a defender, gets to the outside 35-30 and rumbles down inside the 30. They mark him just short of the 25. He gets down to the 27-yard line. Gain of 25 on that run. It's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down.
And he was able to break free from that linebacker and get across to the left side from the middle. So a lot of movement there.
Boy, he did a fancy footwork getting past that safety. Shotgun set. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Change of play at the line of scrimmage for Wilcox. Play clock goes under 7. Looks left, throwing right for the end zone. Page open, and he can't bring it in. It would have been tough to drag that foot in bounds, but then it bounced off his hands incomplete. But he had beaten Odom, had the touchdown, but dropped it.
Yeah, he had him burnt, and it was just not the best placed ball there by George Wilcox. Could have been placed a little better, a little more to the inside because he had all the open field in the world. But either way, it's going to be 2nd and 10 now. Rebels, they just have to keep doing what they've been doing offensively, and it'll work out for them.
Line of scrimmage, the Raider 27. They'll throw left side, open, Gage Warren, and he's got it in the end zone. That's 6 for the Rebels. 27-yard catch to a wide, or pass to a wide open Gage Warren. 6 more for the Rebels, and it's 18-8 with extra point attempts coming.
And it's the Rebels' speed that's putting them at the next level in this game. I mean, they're just getting past defenders with ease, and they're just outrunning everyone. And that's going to work out for them in the long run. They just have to keep running fast, and playing hard.
They'll keep the offense out there, go for 2. They missed the extra point early, failed on a 2-point conversion on their last touchdown earlier in this quarter. They'll split Warren out to the left, put Palokas, Wilkerson, and Page out to the right. Adcock, the running back, at the right hip of Wilcox on the 2-point play. Throw, too tall in the end zone for Page. And it goes incomplete, so we'll have the kickoff when we come back in 60 seconds. Leake 18, Riverfield 8, 6:19 to go second quarter.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
The new clinic is open. Premier Medical Group in Carthage has opened their new clinic at 300 South Pearl Street, and they welcome nurse practitioners Reagan Smith and Julie Harrington to their team. Schedule your appointment with any of their providers today at 601-298-0333.
Walk into the shimmering world of Cross Gates Jewelers and Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologist will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Boswell Media Sports.
Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Keith Saki sends it inside the 20. Taking it on the 17, lane up the middle, 35-40 to the 50. Just got one man to beat, and that man got him. Jack Johnston saved a touchdown on a tremendous punt return from Hudson Giesbrecht. Tackled at the Leake 38. That puts a charge into the homecoming crowd. Best field position of the night for the Raiders, trailing Leake 18-8, 6:12 to go before halftime.
I mean, yeah, he broke free, found a hole, and had all the space in the world.
Short field for the Raiders. They'll sweep left side. Nasser looking for an opening. Rebel grabs his leg. Gavin Gamillion grabbed him, wouldn't let him go, but he's able to wiggle inside the 30 and get close to a first down.
Yeah, he wasn't able to make the tackle there, but he was able to hold his leg long enough to allow his team to get there and finish off the tackle.
He gets 12 on the run down to the 26, so they move the chains. Under 6 minutes to play in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Rebels 18, Raiders 8. Ball on the left hash for Riverview, heading right to left from our vantage point on top of the press box. Leake with a four-man front and four linebackers. Give it to Ziegler straight ahead. Joey Saki hits him hard. He's able to bowl forward to the 23 and pick up 3 on first down. Credit Saki with a tackle, but boy, there was some hard contact. Quick huddle, they come to the line. Under 5 minutes to play in the second. 2 H-backs over to the left. They'll run it to the right, cut it back to the middle, staying on his feet and twisting and writhing down to the 21 is Nasser. He gets that far, and Olivo and Pig, Brennan Evans get him down.
This defense has him at 3rd and mid now. You would really, to be comfortable, you would like a big loss of yardage here, or a tackle for loss, something to keep them away from those sticks.
3rd down and 4+. They'll run an option play. Keeper Ziegler goes in, dives down close to the 15. Looks like he gets what he needs for the first down. He does, and they get in the performance therapy red zone once again.
And that'll move the chains, and Ziegler leading his team well down the field.
Both teams in this first half, Coop, are just doing what they do, running this offense, trying to stay within themselves and stick to the game plan. Riverfield's been able to hog the football for a lot of this first half.
But yeah, they're playing keep away, and that's what you got to do with this Rebel team, especially when they score as fast as they do.
1st and 10 from the 15. Handoff goes to Nasser straight ahead, and he will run into a big crowd of Rebel defenders and get only a yard and a half. We'll give him 2 to the 13, 2nd and 8. We'll give Kobe Kemp credit for being at the tip of the spear on that tackling effort, but he sure had a lot of help. Ball more or less right between the hashes at the 13. Raiders trying to narrow a 10-point deficit. Fake, keeper, left side, going back up the middle to the 10. Dragging defenders down close to the 5 is Ziegler. He's going to be about a yard short of the stick. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Tackled right along the 6-yard line.
And he runs hard, and he runs over people. And really, I mean, he just pushes his body for extra yards. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles might could use him in something, a little package they run.
Will Garner and Jack Johnston teamed up to wrangle that big quarterback. They're going to try to go 3rd and 1 here, probably power it straight ahead. That's what they do. Nasser now trying to step back, and the Rebels get there. Will it be enough for the 1st down? It looks like it might be. Yeah, they're going to say 1st and goal. Say he got to the 5 and picked up the 1st down.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was going to get it for a second. He stuttered at that line. He did not like what he saw. There was no holes open. He tried to get to the outside and got just what he needed for the 1st.
Clock under 2:10 as they come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and goal just inside the 5. Out of that big power package. Going to run the option left, pitch it. Huff in trouble, and he'll lose yards. A tackle for loss as the Rebels just strung out that option play beautifully with Brennan Evans, Carter Pigg, Jack Johnston, and Kobe Kemp.
Yeah, and I don't think Ziegler ever intended on keeping that. I mean, he just kept looking back and forth, didn't really sell that the way that he wanted to. And, you know, a little dangerous spot there on the option, though. If you look back that many times, you're in danger of getting blindsided, and getting hit when you're not looking hurts a lot more than it does when you are looking.
Loss of 3 on the play. Ziegler sticks his nose in straight ahead, and he doesn't get a lot. Gets about 1.5 between the 6 and the 7. 3rd and goal from the left hash. We'll call it the 7-yard line.
Any of those high schoolers at Leake Academy listening heard you say 6 and 7.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting excited right now.
Well,
that's a new thing for the kids these days.
Those 4th and 5th graders would be going nuts right now. Saying 6-7, 6-7.
I hear that all the time in youth ministry.
All the time. Well, here we are doing our part for the brain rot. 3rd down play. Handoff, moving to the outside, may have an angle. Breaking the tackle and going in is Nasser, but there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, looks like it could possibly be holding. I'm going to look back at this last play, actually.
So an apparent touchdown, maybe, and now another flag comes in as he walks through some Riverfield players. So we've got unsportsmanlike conduct on Riverfield. Looked like it was something said rather than something done by the way it was thrown as the referee was walking through the Riverfield offensive line group.
Yeah, there was holding. His Riverfield offensive lineman actually got a big pancake block and then held him on the ground.
So walking it back, that's a dead ball penalty after the hold. And timeout, a Lee Realty timeout for the Raiders with 25 seconds to go in the half. We'll keep it here and remind you the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime show is coming your way, and it's going to feature a conversation with Amanda Hatch. She's, of course, the girls basketball coach at Leake Academy. So we'll also take a look back at this first half. We'll try to scratch and scrape up as many scores as we can see from this side of the river.
Now, if you're Riverfield here, I mean, you have 3rd and very, very long. Yeah. Do you try to score here, or do you try to get that clock ran out and prevent Leake Academy from scoring again before they get the ball back in the second half?
That's a good question, because now the situation, we need to reset it for you here. 3rd and goal from the 32. There was a holding call, and then that was 10 yards back, and then 15 yards on the unsportsmanlike dead ball penalty where somebody said something to the ref that they shouldn't. And now you don't see 3rd and goal from the 32 very often, but you're seeing it now, and it does put Riverfield in an interesting spot with 25 seconds to play. 3rd down. I think if you're Riverfield, you run it here, get some seconds off, force Leake to use a timeout, and then you've got the bigger decision to make. think easier here to keep it on the ground. But they'll send 2 wide receivers to each side. First time we've seen this look out of a pistol set.
Hey, it's third down.
Ziegler, the quarterback. The group on the other side keeping the sticks had put it on 4th down, but it's definitely 3rd down. Now the officials all feel like know everything, but now Coach Pickens wants the Lee Realty timeout. We'll take it with him. 25 seconds to go. Rebels leading 18-8.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Ready for your next ride? Triple M Motors has been serving you for 54 years, offering unbeatable prices and an impressive selection to match every lifestyle. With easy financing options and top-notch service long after you drive away, your car buying experience is hassle-free from start to finish. Trust the name that's been in your corner for over 5 decades. Stop by Triple M Motors today and see why our customers keep coming back, generation after generation. Triple M Motors, Highway 35, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
3rd and goal play. They're going to run a halfback pass, throw it complete to the 25, and a hook and lateral to Ziegler. Goes inside the 15, dragging the defender inside the 10. They get about 24 yards on that gadget play, gadget plus gadget play.
I'm sorry, what was that play right there? A halfback pass, and then the quarterback comes back up like on a little wheel and catches the lateral. A little Boise State action there.
16 seconds to play in the half. Another Lee Realty timeout. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 8. So they got 24 yards actually on that play. Down back inside the 10 for something more manageable in the 4th down play. 16 seconds to go in the Welch Forest Products 2nd quarter.
Sometimes I wonder what goes on in those timeouts. You run that play in practice and, you just go over, a little fun. It's always, the end of practice play that you go over. And then you get in that huddle and you're like, all right, guys, we're running it. We're going with who knows what that play's called.
Yeah, I'd love to know the
Riverfield special.
That play. Riverfield coming off a loss at Bio last week, 21-14. They played the Colts close. Playing up against a 4A team. From the 8. 4th down play.
Here we go, fans. 4th and goal.
2-by-2 set. Ziegler from the pistol. Looking, now going to run it straight ahead up the middle. Diving for the end zone, and he stopped at the 1. And the Rebels hold him and turn him back on downs. Mark him at the 1. He got tripped up by Keith Saki, and Ziegler dove toward the end zone. They mark him a full yard plus short, and the Rebels take over at the 1 with 9 seconds to play in the half. Wow.
Now, if you're Leake Academy, you don't have any space to take a knee here. Do you drop George back and throw a deep ball, or do you give it to Garrett Adcock and see if he can take off for one?
If it's me, I'm going to try one deep.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
I mean, you got
with the arm that you got.
You got 9 seconds. Your line is blocking extremely well, giving George a lot of time. I say you take a shot here.
Well, they line up in that power set and run Wilcox. He breaks a tackle, turns to the outside, and gets tripped up as he gets to the 7-yard line. So a gain of 6. And that will be the final play of the first half. But wait, we got to
something
stop the clock. Okay.
They had to move the – no, they didn't move the chains.
Well, now they wound the clock again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what our clock operator downstairs has done 2 or 3 times in this first half, but we're halfway through this one. Rebels lead it 18-8 as they head to the locker room. We'll get the halftime started and a conversation with girls basketball coach Amanda Hatch. All that and more coming up as Leake Academy football rolls on.
Navigate your way to Carthage Collision Center. Easy to find, right on Highway 16 in Carthage. Our professionals offer exceptional repair services, getting you back on the road in no time. Experience unparalleled customer service coupled with cutting-edge technology. Call us 601-267-4727.
Make a turn towards peace of mind with Carthage Collision Center, where quality meets reliability.
Hunting season is here, and Leake County Co-op has everything you need to get ready. From ammunition to deer attractants, premium deer feed, and the seed to plant your perfect food plot, they've got you covered. And cattlemen, don't forget, it's almost time to plant ryegrass and winter wheat for winter grazing. Lock in the best pricing by prepaying for your ryegrass seed before October 15th. So whether you're headed to the woods or the pasture, come see us at Leake County Co-op, where neighbors help neighbors since 1936.
Boswell Media Sport.
Build your barn with Ozark Ag from the ground up. Expanding your poultry operation is simple and fast when you turn to the poultry pros that you'll find at Ozark Ag. They're your go-to partner for poultry barn construction. So let's check that checklist, shall we? Full service design and build? Check. Equipment installation? Check, check. And service that lasts long after the barn is finished? Check, check, check. And by the way, this just in? Check. Build strong together. Call or go by to get started. Ozark Ag, Highway 16, Carthage.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to performance therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose performance therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplements. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
Walk into the shimmering world of Cross Gates Jewelers and Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologists will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Guess what, people?
When memories matter most, trust Wilcox Funeral Home to honor your loved one's legacy with compassion and dignity. Our caring team walks with you every step of the way, providing comfort and support during life's most difficult moments. From personalized services to attentive planning, Wilcox Funeral Home is your partner in remembrance and healing. Celebrate a life well lived, because every story deserves to be told, cherished, and never forgotten. Wilcox Funeral Home, our family, serving your family for 90 years now. Jordan Street, Carthage.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health, providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our number one.
Boswell Media Sports.
We have a special guest on the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime tonight. We've got Amanda Hatch, and of course, you know her. She's the girls basketball coach at Leake Academy. Coach, thanks for giving us some time.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here.
Well, we tend to talk about basketball season, but I know in your world and frankly, out in the Leake Academy community, I don't know that there's any such thing as basketball season, because that implies sometimes when it's not the season, right?
That's true, I guess.
Yeah, we're always interested in basketball, always ready to talk about it, and look forward to the official start of the season. That's coming up. So tell us a little bit about what's been going on with girls basketball at Leake over the last few months.
We really had a great summer and a good fall so far in preparation. We made our trip back down to Baton Rouge this summer for Kim Mulkey's basketball camp at LSU. It's always really well done, and the girls enjoy it, and we see great competition that's different from anywhere else that we go. Went to a couple other camps. We had a great trip this summer to Guatemala with the basketball team, and that's always just an amazing experience. Once in a lifetime for a lot of these girls. But, come down off that high, I guess, and back to the real world. And we've been working on skills and team stuff the last couple months, and we
Yeah,
are
I saw
about
that.
a week and a half away from tip-off.
Okay, are you in a stretch where you're just working against yourselves? Are there any scrimmages against other schools going on this time of the year?
Yeah, that's a great question. We are just about tired of working against ourselves. We can tell that it's that time, and we will have a scrimmage against JA next week on the 23rd of October on a Thursday here. We'll get to host them and just kind of see where we stand, and what we need to spend those next few days and weeks working on as the season starts.
Well, before we take a closer look at this year's team, I want to ask you a question that I've asked Coach Pickens, and I've asked some other coaches that I've talked to, and I always find the answer to be interesting. Uh, Coaches will frequently say things like, "Hey, we just had a really good week of practice," or practice hasn't been what we wanted it to be. So the question is, what in your view uh, are the components of having good practice? What does it take?
Well, it just really takes a lot of focus and effort, and those are two buzzwords that I use a lot with our teams because I'm telling them if you're focused on learning what we're trying to do, and if you're giving your best effort every day at practice, then that's all I can ask for. So to me, a great practice week, or even a singular practice, would be when every single girl on the team is giving her best effort and with great focus.
Let's take a look at this team. What do you think are going to be some of the strengths of this particular 2025-2026 squad?
We do have a lot of experience, from last year. I was able to play a lot of these girls in a lot of games last year, and so I think that's always a strength. Of course, even more of them have gotten experience over the summer. But on any given night, we really ought to be able to shoot the basketball. We've got great shooters. We've got great ball handlers. We've got inside players that are very skilled and athletic. Just a good combination.
Of course, a lot of people who follow MAIS basketball talk about Jenna Allen in preseason conversations about some of the premier basketball players in the state. Talk about her development.
Oh man, it's just a testament to what hard work can do. I hardly knew Jenna as a seventh grader. That sounds bad, but she just didn't stick out. She was one of the 40, and she really went to work on her footwork, her shooting ability, her ball handling, and she's picked up on the defensive technique along the way as we've taught it. And so she understands the game, loves the game, gym rat. She's getting a lot of looks from a lot of different colleges around the state. And even I think she went to Alabama on a visit to Huntington College there. So she does get a lot of respect within our association. But she's also kind of drawn some interest from the college coaches.
I know a lot of times who plays and how long they play has to do with the flow of a particular game. But are you looking at in terms of ideals continuing to have, be able to throw a couple of different waves of lineups at opponents? I know that's the way you like to do it. And any coach would love to have be able to send in 5 at a time. But are we going to have that kind of look, or are we going to be at least early on or maybe a little starter heavy?
Well, this summer we had what I call a starting 6, and we can rotate 5 or 6 different lineups with those 6 girls just on what we need in any given moment. We can go with a bigger, taller lineup. We can go with a smaller, faster one. We can go with a more defensively focused lineup or one that's just firing on offense. So we have a lot of versatility there with the 6 and rotating that starting lineup. So I think we'll probably look to do that. We've also got a couple other girls that have really improved over the summer and the fall that we may can get in 8 kids in some highly competitive games. I hope we can.
Well, let's go ahead and let's don't keep people in suspense. If people don't know already, tell us about the schedule, when we get started, and then I've got another follow-up question for you about the schedule.
Okay, so yeah, the scrimmage on October 23rd at home against JA, and then we will go to the MRA Classic, and we'll play Monday, October 27th. We'll play junior high and high school girls only that night. We have the late games, and then we'll go back to MRA on that Thursday and play prep at those late games. And then we're pretty much the Road Rebels in November. We're going to meet up with East Rankin early in November on the 4th before our first home game against Kirk Academy on November the 6th. And then it's a busy November, mostly on the road, and we're home in December, and then kind of hit or miss in January.
Yeah, and the follow-up is this, a little bit of an announcement, but also to get your commentary on it. Of course, football fans know about the realignment in MAIS, so the classifications and districts are different this year, and that applies to all the sports. It applies to basketball as well. So some of those games, like Coach mentioned, against East Rankin, Pillow, Lamar, teams like that are games that we're going to see in November and December, and January looks a little different this year, doesn't it?
That's right. We tried to really pack the first 6 weeks of our season with some tough competition teams that we've played for years, whether they were in our district or whether they were just bigger schools that we always like to compete with to prepare ourselves for district. And so you won't see any change with that. The district does look a lot different. In basketball, we have Tri-County, Winona Christian, Winston, Oak Hill, and Washington will be our district opponents in basketball.
Well, sometimes when I talk with coaches like this, I try to give them the opportunity to sell people on coming. But thankfully at Leake Academy, we don't have to take time to do that. We just tell people, hey, here's when it's coming. And I know you're grateful to be able to count on that support week in and week out through the season.
That's right. People have been asking for the schedule for months. We just have great community and fan involvement and support for our teams, and we always have, and that is a blessing to be a part of.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time here on Friday night, and we really look forward to the tip-off of Leake Academy girls basketball, and wish you and each one of your players lots of success through the season, and a very happy end of February where all this heads.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
All right. Coach Amanda Hatch joining us at the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime. We'll take another break, come back and talk about the first half between Riverfield and Leake. So don't go anywhere as Leake Academy football continues.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Beacon Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank hovers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Hunting season is here, and Leake County Co-op has everything you need to get ready. From ammunition to deer attractants, premium deer feed, and the seed to plant your perfect food plot, they've got you covered. And cattlemen, don't forget, it's almost time to plant ryegrass and winter wheat for winter grazing. Lock in the best pricing by prepaying for your ryegrass seed before October 15th. So whether you're headed to the woods or the pasture, come see us at Leake County Co-op, where neighbors help neighbors since 1936.
Thanks to Rosebud General Store, I can get all I need to work the farm right here at home.
Because they go hand in hand with what you use. Spreaders, hay bale rings, cattle catch pens, head gates, and fencing supplies. And let's not forget a great clothing department with boots and shoes to clothe the whole family.
Plus feed and medicine for all our animals, and even a deli to feed us farmers at lunch. That's my faithful friends at Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East in Rosebud.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Woodstock Furniture in Philadelphia says, let's go Rebels. Woodstock Furniture has a game plan to score big-time savings for our Rebel faithful all season long. Family-owned and operated, Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia behind McAllister's has a winning tradition with their low price guarantee on furniture for every room in the house. Plus, if you buy it today, you get it today. Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia loves the Rebels like the Rebels love to win.
Boswell Media Sports.
Halftime at Joe Meeks Field in Rayville, Louisiana. Leake Academy 18, Riverfield 8. Our score at the break. Philip Palmertree and Cooper Sanders with you. Appreciate Coach Hatch giving us some time for an interview. And, of course, you've had the Triple M Motors video stream. We've just sort of kept it on the Riverfield homecoming presentation. If you didn't see that or if you're listening on the radio, just take my word for it. The homecoming maids were beautiful in their dresses and hats. They do kind of a Kentucky Derby feel here. And home folks are proud of them, and a lot of alumni on campus. Pretty good crowd here at Rayville, and we've had an interesting first half. Both teams have been able to do the things they do best, and we'll bring in Cooper Sanders. Something we've seen in this first half, Coop, we don't see every day, is basically a 12-minute offensive drive. Riverfield did that and got a touchdown.
I mean, they just control the ball. They'd take it all 4 downs, or most of the time it'd be 3 downs, but they would take it every single down, march up the field, get a first down, set up, get a few yards, first down. And just repeated that all the way down the field, chewed up as much clock as they needed. And, I mean, the time of possession between these two teams, the comparison, we don't have the exact numbers, but it's –
let's say it would be very one-sided because I can give you this. Let me get my clipboard back out. Leake's scoring drives were 14 seconds, 37 seconds, and then less than a minute on the third one as well. And that's been the quick strike capability that the Rebel offense has. George Wilcox, 4 out of 6, Cooper says, for 92 yards and 3 touchdowns. Carried the ball just twice. We've just run, about 8, 9 offensive plays?
We've run 8 plays.
Yeah, 8 plays in the first half. So Leake is it's certainly moving the ball, but they just don't have it very much because Riverfield bunches guys up at the line of scrimmage, power straight ahead. They've been able to move the chains and drain the clock. But the Rebels will get the ball first the third quarter, and if you start that third quarter and then get a touchdown, this game starts to feel a little bit different if you're up, say, 24-8 or 26-8, something like that. Hey, hit us with some scores before we start the third quarter.
Yeah, of course. Big time in MAIS is MRA and Park Lane facing off tonight. Currently, MRA leads that one 28-14. Prep and Capaya playing. Capaya actually trailing that one 21-3. Lamar trails Starkville 7-6 right now. We talked about Choctaw Central being 6-1 on the year. They're at Newton County tonight, but they trail 20-0. Natawoya up 28-0 on Sebastopol at halftime. And one of the biggest games in the state this week, Noxubee County, Choctaw County. We have a shootout over in Ackerman tonight where no one's hitting their shots, and it's 0-0 at halftime. So a defensive game going on there. And a few more stats from the MAIS, or scores, I'll say. Simpson, 28-13 over Brookhaven. And then Kosciuszko and MHSAA over Boswell Media, leading 14-0 over Greenwood as Breck Riley's got that call. 21-8 Pillow over Lee right now. And over in high school, big 7A game. Petal up 21-14 on Brandon.
The Rebels just coming out of the locker room down the far side of the field. They haven't done their stretch routines yet, and Riverfield's already out, got their kickoff team lined up. They've added 3 more minutes to the halftime clock, so we've got a little more time. The Carthage Vet Clinic halftime. And I'll mention this to you LA fans, something that, of course, we know life's a whole lot bigger than football, and there's a situation with Riverfield and part of the story of their football program that illustrates that, and it's an encouraging story about perseverance and faith and prayer. And it's a story I'd encourage you, if you just have a minute, look up the name of Riverfield's head coach, Alan Wise, Allenwise. Wise. He's in his 3rd year here. And he's a survivor of stage 3 kidney cancer that was diagnosed in 2023. So he's dealt with all the difficulties of chemotherapy. He had a near-death experience earlier this year. And his son is the defensive coordinator here at Riverfield. But if you just Google that, Riverfield, Alan Wise football, you'll get a couple of Louisiana newspaper news site stories about it, and you'll read about it in detail. But it's a really encouraging story about a man who, just judging by that article cataloging his experience, is the kind of man you want leading young men. And a man who knows what it is to persevere under suffering and keep his faith and actually be strengthened inwardly, and something we'd all hope for those we love or for ourselves when we face suffering. So that's something I'm glad we have a couple of minutes just to sort of recommend to you here at halftime.
And that's one of those things that when you get to use it and talk about how it's strengthened you and how it's strengthened your faith, then you know that the Lord used it for a reason, that the Lord placed that situation to happen for a reason, and it strengthens your faith, and you get to lead others through that. You get to share your experience. You get to share the gospel. You get to share just the good news of what Christ has done for you, and it's awesome that Coach Wise is getting to do that.
Yeah, great. Appreciate that, Coop. Rebels have gone through a quick version of their halftime stretch, and looks like we're about to start the third quarter. That third quarter presented by Westside Body Shop. The Raiders will kick it off right to left to the Rebels. Leake will have Gage Warren, Garrett Adcock deep to receive back at the 15. So here we go. Glad to have you with us. The second half, Leake leads it by 10 in this district ball game. The Rebels will be on the road at Tri-County next week, playing a 2-time defending state champion Tri-County Rebel team in Flora. 24 minutes of work to do in Rayville. Carson Leha has it teed up, comes forward on it, squibs it, bounce a couple of times. Be picked up by Will Garner at the 28. Coming to the outside, gets hit at the 32, shakes loose of a defender. Now has to lower his head and gets to the 33. Good coverage there by the Riverfield coverage team. Rebels will have it at their own 33 as we start the third quarter. Leake 18, Riverfield 8.
Yeah, Garner, he did a good job there of getting away, but, he's not used to making those returns. I mean, he's a safety, so he's not used to being a return man. But sometimes on these, smaller private schools, you're going to see a lot more squib kicks, especially with schools that don't have a kicker.
2 receivers to each side of the formation. Adcock, the running back. Quick throw right side, complete at the 40 to Page. Shakes off one tackler, sidesteps another into Riverfield territory, and he's spun down at the 49. Rebels get 18 yards in the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down at the Riverfield, on the Riverfield side of midfield.
Yeah, 110 yards passing for George Wilcox now, and that's just two receivers that he's found, Gage Warren and Easton Page. You know, just 60 yards for Page and 50 for Gage Warren, both of which have done it on just 5 completions total for Wilcox. 3 catches for Page and 2 for Warren.
1st and 10. Blitz coming from the side. Good job in protection. D-ball left side. Warren behind the DB, and he'll catch it to the 15, and it's nothing but tail lights for Gage Warren into the end zone for 6 more for the Rebels through the air, and it's 24-8 with an extra point coming. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting.
I mean, he's just burning. He's burning that defender each time, just getting the open lane, and he's just gone from there. And Wilcox is placing it perfectly, you know. And I've noticed that on that left side, Wilcox has had a lot more accuracy than going on the right side.
Third time Warren and Wilcox have connected. Here's a 2-point conversion attempt from the left hash. Roll Wilcox out. He stops under pressure, throws to the end zone. Warren set up there, goes up high, puts 1 foot down, but he's beyond the line at the back of the end zone. It's no good. Leake 24, Riverfield 8, 11-18 to go third quarter. We'll return with the kickoff.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank covers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Boswell Media Sports.
Keith Saki swings his left leg, kicks a short kick inside the 30, straight up the right hash and into a crowd. Goes Eli Corley. 24-8, Leake leads. They got a 2-play, 67-yard drive, 49 on the touchdown throw, 4th of the night for George Wilcox, and they had the ball for all of 42 seconds. So from the 40, Riverfield takes over, and they're going to try to shorten this game, run clock, run the ball once again. Nasser gets it, but he won't get much. Rebels stand him up. Whistle blows. Evans, Johnston, Kemp, and Pig all pushing on Corley. Not Corley, but Nasser to push him back.
And the interesting thing about this game is that it's 4 touchdowns to 1 touchdown, but it's still a 2-possession game because the Rebels have not been able to convert for 2. That's 6 points that 8 points that they've now left off the board. So now a 16-point game and still reachable for Riverfield.
Big formation, 2nd and 10. Give up the gut and get 4, maybe 5. We'll call it 4. It's Nasser, who's not the biggest back you'll see, but boy, he runs straight ahead and runs hard, and he's been hard to tackle out at the edge. He gets, we'll call it 5 to the 45. 3rd down coming up, 5+. Austin Sweeney comes out. Gavin DeMillion comes in for L.A. It'll be 4 linemen, 4 linebackers, 3 DBs. Big giant of a quarterback, John Cade Ziegler. Takes the snap, keeps it, scoots to the outside. He gets hit at the 50, spins for a couple of more into Leake territory to the LA 47. They get 8 on that play and move the chains.
And that's the thing, Ziegler doesn't have the speed to break free for the big runs, but he's getting enough space. His linemen are allowing him enough time to get the 8 yards that he needs and just get first downs. And he's using his power, using his body a little bit there too.
Only once tonight has the LA defense stopped Riverfield on 3 plays. In a drive, here we go, 1st and 10 from inside LA territory. Keeper Ziegler goes inside the 40, gets put on his back. Lost the ball momentarily, but he was down. Will Garner was trying to rip it away from him as he went down, but Keith Saki and Carter Pigg wrestled him to the turf, gain of 7.
I mean, they are just running the ball up Leake's throats right now. Just, the run's working for them. I think it has a lot to do, like I said earlier, with the big offensive line that they have.
This is the very thing Coach Pickens said that we were preparing for, knew what they could do, and they do it well. Getting 2 but not 3 is Nasser. Straight ahead, good job by the Rebel interior, stuffing that play, 3rd and 1. Ziegler looks into the near sideline, gets the call. Going to return and report it to the huddle. We go under 8.5 minutes to play. The Westside Body Shop 3rd quarter.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the right side here. They've liked going to the right side, especially on short yardage plays. So they have a H-back ready to block right there on the right side.
Nasser, the running back. Rebels sneak up to the line, keeper up the middle, getting the first down and pushing to the 35 goes Ziegler. But he's wrapped up and pushed down.
Well, he must have been listening to the audio and just trying to make me look bad right there.
1st and 10, ball just short of the 35. Under 8 minutes to play in the quarter. Leake scored 2 plays after taking the opening kickoff. They lead at 24-8. Option play left side, looking, pitching to Nasser. Slips past 2 Rebels, gets to the 31 and stood up. Good tackle in the open field by senior Carter Pigg. They'll give a generous spot to him all the way to the 30. Leave them with 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, he stayed up there for a while, and it looks like Ziegler hit a block, but then he didn't stick the block. If he would have stuck that block, it looked like his running back, Nasser, had a chance to break free because his knee never hit the ground until that last guy came in.
Riverfield in royal blue helmets, red jerseys, white pants at the line for a 2nd down play. Give off the left tackle goes Huff. And Carter Pigg submarines him, takes him down after a 4-yard gain to the 26. 3rd and 1. In fact, 3rd and probably a foot or less.
3rd and short.
In fact, the officials are eyeballing it, trying to decide if it's a 1st down. They say 1st down. So, okay.
Correction, that's a 1st down for Riverfield.
Another 1st down for Riverfield. Yeah. We don't have the good sight down the line for it from the Leake 25. Ziegler keeping, sidestepping, finds a crease inside the 20, banging ahead to the 19. Gain of 7.
I mean, it's those 7 to 8 yard gains that are really doing it for Ziegler. I mean, all you need is 10 yards and you have 4 plays to do it. That's what they're doing.
And you know they're frustrated. They had that drive at the end of the half where they got down inside the 5, got an apparent touchdown, but it was wiped out by a holding penalty, and then they had an unsportsmanlike call, pushed them back to the 30. They failed on 4th down, came about a yard and a half short of the end zone.
And if that wouldn't have happened, then instead of looking to make this a 1-possession game, they're looking to tie it right here.
2nd and 3, keeper, Ziegler, Gavin Chameleon, Caden Monk, Jack Johnston wrap him up right at the line to gain for the 1st down. So move the sticks again. The Raiders are in the Performance Therapy red zone just inside the 15 with 5:34 to play on a ticking third quarter clock. Leake leading by 16. Credit Riverfield with having the game plan, sticking to it, and being pretty successful with it. Lining up inside the 15. Handoff Huff, nothing for him on the left side. Scutters back to the inside, but Pig and Kemp stopped him. Pickup of 2. Ball at the 13.
Yeah, Leake Academy got him at 2nd and long. I mean, of course, on this situation, this yardage, they've really liked to go with Ziegler. I'm not going to say anything because the last 2 times I've said what to expect, I've been wrong.
We'll leave that to Tony Romo, and even he doesn't do it that well anymore. 2nd and 8. Keeper around the left side. First down yardage and more inside the 5 goes Ziegler.
Got it right that time.
Brennan Evans and Gavin Chameleon. Jack Johnston got him. Well, he's going to be, at least initially, marked a little bit short of the first down. I was wrong.
And I think I found what the main difference between these two teams is in this game. Riverfield, they're running hard. Rebels, they're running fast.
Yeah.
It's getting past the defense, and Riverfield is just running through the defense.
And it's been body blows. Raiders haven't gotten big plays in this game, but they just keep punching away at Leake's midsection. Straight ahead, Ziegler, and he is across the painted line and in for a touchdown with 3:44 to play in the third quarter. Riverfield hanging in there. It's 24-14 with extra point opportunity. You expect it to be a 2 coming up.
Looking to make this a one-possession game. If the Rebels can get a stop here, which they got to play big to do so, if they can just make a big stop, they can keep this at a 2-possession game and just take control of the offense.
2 backs in the shotgun. Keeper, Ziegler, left side trying to find an opening, bangs into the Rebels. He's right at the goal line. They say he's in for the 2-point conversion, but boy, he just got to the paint, and it's 24-16. Leake leads by 8 with 3:44 to play in the third. We'll return as Leake Academy football continues.
Navigate your way to Carthage Collision Center. Easy to find, right on Highway 16 in Carthage. Our professionals offer exceptional repair services, getting you back on the road in no time. Experience unparalleled customer service coupled with cutting-edge technology. Call us 601-267-4727. Make a turn towards peace of mind with Carthage Collision Center, where quality meets reliability.
When memories matter most, trust Wilcox Funeral Home to honor your loved one's legacy with compassion and dignity. Our caring team walks with you every step of the way, providing comfort and support during life's most difficult moments. From personalized services to attentive planning, Wilcox Funeral Home is your partner in remembrance and healing. Celebrate a life well lived, because every story deserves to be told, cherished, and never forgotten. Wilcox Funeral Home. Our family, serving your family for 90 years now. Jordan Street, Carthage.
Moore's Pharmacy kickoff returned past the 38-yard line, not quite to the 40. Rebels will set up, leading 24-16 with 3:44 to go in the Westside Body Shop third quarter. Leake has run 2 plays this quarter on a touchdown drive, looking to extend the lead, but defense sure has been out on the field a long time, Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, they have. I mean, they're getting wore out. Offense, they're able to stay fresh. That's the thing. Leake Academy doesn't have a lot of guys that play both ways, so the offense is staying fresh.
Quick throw, right side on first down. Juggled and caught by Page. He's tackled immediately at the 48-yard line. They're going to be a yard short of the first down. Gain of 9. Line of scrimmage actually was the 39. Start that drive. They moved it just a little bit on me. 2nd and 1. Quick throw complete to Warren into Raider territory beyond the 45 and outside the numbers, tackled out there by Tate Duff at the 42. A Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down after a 10-yard gain. And Leake moving with tempo. 3:06, 3:05 to play in the third. Blitz coming straight ahead, handoff. Adcock gets a nice gain of 8, maybe 9 inside the 35. That's timeout called. Hold on. There a penalty as a flag. Face mask, the call against the 5-yard variety against the Raiders. That'll result in a first down. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, just the third run play for Leake Academy this game. And it's like the 12th play of the game. No, the 13th play of the game. We've run 3 plays this drive, and first was the 11th. But
oh, it's a 15-yard, not a 5-yard. He didn't indicate personal foul, so it's a walk into the performance therapy red zone at the 19.
The difference is whether or not he pulled him down by the face mask, and that's going to be the call.
2 receivers to each side, 1st and 10. Quick hitch, Page, defensive back fell down. He goes inside the 10, grabbed at the 5, and lunges to the 3. Gain of 16 on the play, and it's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and goal for the Rebels, who are saying, you guys strain the clock, we'll move the football up the field with lightning speed. 1st and goal, right hash 4-yard line. Again, 2 receivers to each side. Adcock, the running back. Garrett Adcock gets the call. Goes to the outside, breaks 1 tackle, 2, trying to spin away but can't turn upfield before he's tackled. Didn't get anything on the play, no gain. Good job keeping him going sideways instead of straight ahead.
And except for, of course, the 2-point conversions that they've run, this is the closest to the end zone that the Rebels have been set up.
Ticking down toward 2 minutes to play in the third. 2nd and goal from the 4. Handoff straight ahead. Adcock gets close to the goal line, and he gets hit once, twice, and goes down at about the 1. Rebels going to bring in the power package for 3rd and goal at the 1. Power package being Keith Saki, Caden Monk, and Kobe Kemp. They're lined up with Adcock behind them on the right side. Wilcox in the shotgun. Keeper behind the big bodies going straight ahead, and he powers into the end zone. That's 6 for the Rebels.
Number 1, Wilcox. Keeps it. Play results in a touchdown.
Keeper for the quarterback. George Wilcox, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Rebels are back up by 14, 30-6 with extra point opportunity coming up.
Yep, Wilcox with the power there. He just ran over everyone he needed to, showing a little bit of what, giving Riverfield a taste of their own medicine with the big quarterback run.
They'll throw. They've got a man open. It's Adcock. Flag thrown, but the Rebels make the catch in the end zone. Going to be pass interference that the Rebels will refuse, but nice ball looped over the defender and over the shoulder of Adcock in the left end zone for the 2-point conversion, and now Leake is doubling up Riverfield 32-16.
It was a very beautiful pass. I mean, I could see it as soon as he was coming in that flat that he was going to turn that corner for the wheel, gets past the defender, perfectly placed in the air, a little bit of contact in the air, but Adcock able to leap in the air, pull it down in between 2 defenders to get the 2-point conversion that is very much so needed.
1 minute and 18 seconds on the scoring drive. That's the Rebels' longest scoring drive of the evening. That time they went 61 yards on that march to the end zone. And a run from QB1 George Wilcox. And then he threw it into the end zone to Garrett Adcock on the left side. That summary presented by Wilcox Funeral Home. Now we've got the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff with 1:26 to play in the third quarter. Leake 32, Riverfield 16. Keith Saki's got it teed up. Kick hits at the 20. Picked up by Giesbrecht, and he comes in the middle of the field. Ball pops up in the air at the 35. There's a scramble for it. Officials come in to unpile everybody. Looks like Riverfield has kept possession. First time the ball's been coughed up by either team, but it'll be a 35-yard starting spot for Riverfield to set up shop with 1:21 to play in the third. I want to remind Rebel fans that Premier Medical of Carthage is the wellness sponsor of Leake Academy Athletics. Their clinics open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30.
You know, in that return, that ball came out, a lot of clash there. It looked like it was Brennan Evans that poked it loose as the return man was going down, but Riverfield was right there to recover it, so a smart play by them.
Here's this bruising offense running straight ahead. Nasser gets about 2, no more than that. Yeah, 2nd and 8. Getting up out of the pile, Kobe Kemp. No, excuse me, that's 56, Alan Olivo, but he actually has not made it up. He may be having a cramp down there, so we've got time called in his behalf with 1 minute, 7 seconds to play in the third quarter. David Jones and Coach Pickens come out to look at senior nose guard Alan Olivo.
Oh, before they even got there, you got Jack Johnston right there. He's the athletic trainer.
Maybe he's got a career in that head. He runs to the point of need. Rebels are going to put Tanner Walsworth in the game to replace Olivo, who is now helped to his feet and has that slow, stiff-legged walk, but walking without any assistance back to the far sideline.
Yeah, he's walking on his own power, so that's what you like to see.
It'll be 2nd and 8, coming to you from district game, Rayville, Louisiana. Sent Gaden Bell to the concession stand to see if they have boudin and daiquiris at the concession stand, and no, he says no, they don't. I was expecting more. 2nd and 8 out of the big set against a 4-4 Rebel defense. Oh, they wrap up. Nasser in the backfield, he breaks loose, but now moving back, trying to turn the corner. Could be a big gain on this one. He's got a big gain to the outside into Rebel territory, 40, 30, up the sideline. Rebels reach up, grab him, and Will Garner saves the touchdown. But they take it into the inside the 20.
Yeah, that was just making something out of nothing. You had a substitution come in, few different personnel on the defensive line. Tanner Walsworth was right there to make the tackle. Rolled on the ground, could not pull him down with him, and Nasser breaks free for a huge play, and that's what Riverfield needed. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time situations. This is one of those situations where Nasser had to be big, and he broke free.
Gain of 43 on the play there in the performance therapy red zone at the Leake 18. Knock it on the door again. Straight ahead goes Ziegler, quarterback, ball knocked loose, still out there, and Brennan Evans falls on it for the Rebels at the 20. Carter Pigg knocked it loose, and Brennan Evans gathered it in. The Rebels take over at the 20 after forcing a fumble with 27 seconds to play in the quarter.
And what actually happened there, Carter Pigg did knock it loose. However, Ziegler ran into his left tackle. It stopped him, and if he would have had more momentum, he would have had some space to get around, but he ran into that left tackle, slowing him down for Pigg to knock it out right there for the fumble, which Leake Academy recovered.
Quick throw to Page, left side. He angles toward the sideline, gets knocked out at the 32. And that's an 11-yard gain and a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down on the pass.
Wilcox over 200 yards now, up to 205.
Clock starts again, under 18 seconds to play in the quarter. Rebels don't have to run a play if they don't want to. It looks like Coach Pickens wants the third quarter to expire before the Rebels run another play. So we played 3 quarters. Leake 32, Riverfield 16. We'll take a 60-second break and come back with the fourth quarter as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op, Philadelphia.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank covers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Boswell Media Sports.
Start the fourth quarter. Pass complete to Page. Far sideline into Riverview territory. He gets knocked out at the 47, maybe the 46-yard line in front of the Leake bench as we start the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter presented by the Neshoba County Co-op. That's another Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down. Line of scrimmage, Raider 47. Snap back, throw, complete at the 45 to Warren. He turns, little head fake, and then dives down to the 39-yard line, gets 7 on first down. Got a quick score update from our district. Tri-County just beating the socks off Central Heights 42-0. Second half throw up the left side. Who's going to get there? Nobody. It's overthrown, intended for Easton Page at the ends, at the goal line, excuse me.
It's just the third incompletion this game for George Wilcox.
Yeah, say that again. Sorry, we didn't have your mic.
That's the third incompletion this game for George Wilcox. And after those last two plays, the Rebels now have 2 100-yard receivers, which they also have 2 receivers this game, that being Warren and Page. Both have 116 yards.
And a completion to Page at the 35. He gets the first down, gets 5 more before being driven backwards by Trey Martin. That's a first down for LA at the 30. Opening 30 seconds of the quarter. Leake trying to make it a 3-score game. Looking at a 4-man front. Linebacker creeping up. They'll rush 5. Ball up in the air toward the end zone right side. Going up for it and getting the interception inside the 5 is Jacob Odom. And that gets a rise out of the home crowd below us. They scream and holler as ball was a little bit underthrown and Odom able to pick it off.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's just 3 incompletions tonight and 4, now an interception. All of those incompletions have been to the right side. All of them have been, and like I said, he's just been a little more accurate on the left side than he has the right side. If I'm not mistaken, all 4 non-completion passes have been intended for Easton Page.
From the 2. Straight up the middle. They plunge ahead for about 2 with Ziegler, the quarterback, toting the load. 11 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Rebels 32, Raiders 16. Both teams have come close to the end zone but been denied. 2nd and 8. Ziegler and the Raiders moving left to right, break the huddle. Rebels have moved Keith Saki in right over the center. Hand off, Carter Pigg hits the running back for a loss, drives him back down into the end zone. They'll call it a 1-yard loss back to the 3. 3rd and 9. Oh, what you'd give for a third down stop right here.
Yeah, that would be huge, especially with how backed up they are. But, you know, it's 3rd and long. And we haven't seen a 3rd and long in this situation yet. You know, is this going to be another run? Because that's been what's worked for Riverfield tonight. That quarterback run has been incredible.
They'll put Huff behind Ziegler in the pistol. Out of that bunched big set keeper, Ziegler straight ahead. He will fall on top of the pile across the 5 to the 6. Get 3 yards, and that'll bring out the punt team. So Leake escapes trouble there. 3 plays and now a punt, and the Rebels should find tremendous field position now. Page and Warren stand back at the Raider 40. Odom 9 yards deep in his own end zone.
Yeah, nobody different. It's Page and Warren. They're going to let anybody different touch the ball tonight.
Low snap, scooped up. Nice looking kick, in over in, hits at the 30. Takes a bounce for the Raiders to the 40, and will die around the 43-yard line. Leake's got prime field position with 9 minutes to play. And for some reason, the clock's continuing to run. Now it's still running. Okay. Wave, when you're ahead and they want to keep running the clock, we'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
It's still running under 8:45.
I want to mention the Leake Academy traveling party tonight. You know, they've got a lot of fans in the stands across from us on the far side.
2x2 set. 1st and 10 from the Raider 43. Setting up for the quick pass, complete. Warren at the 40. He's able to get 5 more after the catch. Gage Giesbrecht knocks him down after a 7-yard pickup. Leake huddling up now. Running with a little more patience. Clock down toward 8 minutes left. Give to Adcock, following behind John Wyatt King, and he slips off to the left, but won't get much. Gets to the 34 and gains 2. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Call it 3rd and 1. Leake going right to left in the white jerseys, white pants, the navy helmets. 1 wide receiver left, 3 to the right. 3rd down play. Looking to throw it quickly. They fire it in, and the catch is made by Wright Palokas at the 29-yard line, and that's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st down. Good, safe pass play.
Yeah, we have another receiver on the stat sheet now, too, as Palokas is now the 3rd Leake Academy Rebel to catch a pass tonight.
In fact, he gets a favorable spot down to the 28. 1st and 10, Rebels. Trying to look for the knockout punch. As now time ticking away favors the Rebels and hurts the Raiders. They don't have an offense that's built to go a long distance in a short amount of time. Handoff, Adcock going up the middle to the 20, breaks a tackle, now cuts back to the inside along the right, inside the 15. The Rebels are in the performance therapy red zone down to the 13. 1st down. Like that run from Adcock.
Yeah, and Adcock hasn't had many touches tonight, but he's picked up big yards when he has. I think he's up to a little over 50 yards now.
From the 13. Handoff left side, Adcock up the middle. Grabbed by a couple of defenders and ridden down at the 5. Gain of 8 on the play. They can pick up a 1st down without putting it in the end zone. Getting down toward the midway point of the 4th quarter. Leading 32-16. Leake trying to punch it in. Maybe with a punch out. Handoff. Adcock runs into a crowd. About the 2, the 1, and a flag comes in at the point of the tackle. Face mask is the preliminary indication, but it looks like Garrett picked up the 1st down. Be half the distance penalty on the face mask call. So that'll put the Rebs 1st and goal at the 1, and here comes the power package.
It was not a face mask at all.
So inside the 1. Play clock ticking away, and that helps Leake. They'll take their time walking to the line of scrimmage. Been a good job by this offensive line. Thomas, King, Moore, Walsworth, Stewart. And there with a handoff and into the end zone goes Garrett Adcock, and that's 6 more for the Rebels, and that's a huge touchdown to get in the fourth quarter. It's 38-16 with the extra point coming. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Texan County, but hold on, do we have a penalty? No, we don't. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, right at about 60 yards now for Garrett Adcock rushing. He's made some big plays over the last few quarters.
Yep, particularly now when you're trying to work some clock and put them away. Here's a 2-point play. Another handoff left side Adcock, and he'll get hit at the 5 and go no further. Good play by Adrian Miller, the safety, and the 2-point attempt's no good. 38-16 Leake with 5:13 to play. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Woodstock Furniture in Philadelphia says, let's go Rebels. Woodstock Furniture has a game plan to score big-time savings for our Rebel faithful all season long. Family-owned and operated, Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia behind McAllister's has a winning tradition with their low price guarantee on furniture for every room in the house. Plus, if you buy it today, you get it today. Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia loves the Rebels like the Rebels love to win.
Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op, Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
Keith Saki to kick it off after the LA touchdown. Deep kick to the 15. Coming up the left hash. Giesbrecht gets hit at the 35, stays on his feet to the 35. And hit there, Jackson Hatton, John David Gill on the tackle. So 5 minutes, 7 seconds to go, and now a 3-score game. Leake feeling a lot more comfortable now, and this puts the Raiders' coop in a position they're not well designed for.
I mean, yeah, that was just what I was thinking about to say. You know, they're about to have to play uncomfortably out of their comfort zone because they've been using more time that they have on the clock per drive. So, I mean, they've been spending about double of that per drive, so they have to be a lot quicker than they have been.
Go on play action, throw the right side, intercepted. Brennan Evans at the 35, goes inside the 20 and gets thrown down by Ziegler inside the 15. But what a play for Brennan Evans, who's had a wheelbarrow load of tackles tonight, and now he gets an INT and gets the Rebels in the red zone.
I mean, he had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and now an interception. And it's like a little frustrated tackle by Ziegler, but
yeah,
you know,
he knows he threw that ball a little bit behind his receiver and just laid it out there for Brennan Evans to take as he jumped the route. Evans playing for Bad to the Bone Player of the Week honors tonight.
And I know that the Rebels are trying to run the clock out here, but George Wilcox is 3 yards away from another 250-yard game.
Well, they get it right there on a quick hitch, right side outside the numbers to Page at the 9. And they get about 6 on first down.
Right.
Clock keeps rolling, under 5 minutes to play.
He's got 250 once again, so you can run it now. You can run the ball.
So if you were looking for 250 plus through the air for Wilcox, he got that for you tonight. He and his receivers, and good protection from the offensive line.
I mean, there's nothing on the line for it like there is in college, like there will be tomorrow for quarterbacks getting 250, but it's still nice to have that accolade in the game.
Here's Adcock up the middle and into the end zone. Barely got touched. That's 6 more for the Rebels. And now the lid's starting to come off in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. 44-16 with extra point opportunity coming, and it looks like the Rebels are going to line up to kick this one. We have not kicked since the first touchdown of the game when Easton Page missed it off to the left.
And it's kind of unfortunate for Riverfield. You know, you hung in there for a long time, and then things just fall apart, boom, 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 like that.
Kicks that one very high, and it looks good. It is. Leake 45 and Raiders 16. We'll be back in 60 seconds as Rebel football rolls on.
Westside Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is Westside Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and wenches. They make your ride look cool. Westside Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-through and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Keatsaki, 3 steps forward, kicks it off, taking it to 19. Coming up the right hash, number 19 with it, gets spun around at the 35, and the Rebels gang up on him there at the 39. But it's 2 fourth-quarter turnovers that the Rebels have immediately cashed in for points, and they have about to put this one on ice with 4:08 to play. They lead Riverfield 45-16.
Yeah, you just have to control it here. And, you know, of course, like we said, Riverfield playing uncomfortably, and I expect them here with it being 45-16 to just kind of keep playing how they've been playing, get some short runs, and this game will probably be rolled out pretty soon.
But it has definitely been a 4-quarter game as Huff dances past Caden Monk in the backfield and is able to get positive yardage to the 43, a pickup of 4.
Yeah, seeing some different guys on the field.
Gavin Gamillion and Kobe Kemp knocked him down. The Rebel defense and offense playing 4-quarter game for the first time since week 2. Second down. Handoff. Huff gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage by Carter Pigg, and Carter Pigg has just been sawing away tonight, making tackle after tackle as well. No gain on the play. Third down coming up, 3:14 to go.
Yeah, Pigg's been huge, and just has to keep making these tackles. Is going to have them on third and looks to be about 7. Of course, not sure if it's just the momentum kind of slowing down for Riverfield, but the Rebels are tackling a lot better now than they have been all game.
Option play, right side, faking the pitch. Ziegler able to stutter step his way up the field and bowl over a couple of Rebel DBs at the 46 for a first down. And Talon Dillard is down back at the line of scrimmage. David Jones and Coach Brian Pickens will come out to attend to him with 2:38 left. We've got the Woodstock Furniture postgame coming up when the clock hits 0, but just warning everybody it's going to be real short because we got a real long way to drive.
We do.
We don't make any apologies for that. On road games, of course, we don't get to talk to Coach Pickens. That's just kind of logistically impossible for him to get here and get here and up to the press box and talk to us with all that goes on with getting the team together into the bus. So, and they've got just as long a trip as any of the rest of us. But Talon Dillard is up and walking off on his own power. Looks to be a cramp, second one of the night for the Rebs. Looking out there, Tanner Walsworth coming out there to replace him. And Hanley Jenkins in the game at cornerback on one side, replacing Joshua Gray. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Leake 46. Hand off, Huff gets 2 to the 44 before Walsworth drives him down hard on the grass. Remember, we'll be at Tri-County next week. It's the game of the century of the week. It will decide, I suspect, who wins this district, who's got maybe a 1 seed at stake in the MAIS Power Points in 3A. Be a huge game, and, of course, we'll bring it to you. 7 o'clock kickoff from Flora. 2nd and 8. Try to go with his own read, but the Rebels just wreck it in the backfield. Caden Monk, the disruptor on Huff, stops him for a loss of about 8 on the play.
Yeah, and he was back there before Ziegler could even make a read. I mean, his read was, well, I don't want to be the one to get hit. He gave it to his running back to take the blame.
Caden Monk was about to lay it to somebody, and it ended up being Huff. Line of scrimmage back in Raider territory at the 49 as we have 93 seconds left. Third down and about 15. Keep it on the ground. Go to Huff. Boy, the Rebels hit him at the Leake 48, driving backwards. Keith Saki, Gavin Gamillion banging into Huff, stop him there after a gain of about 3. 4th and 12 as we go under a minute. Well, I think to kind of give a little post-game commentary in the final minute, Coop, this was a game Leake needed. Of course, wins are great and wins are precious, but winning this kind of game this way where you got to play 4 quarters, you got to get hit in the mouth, you got to taste a little blood on your lip, and have a team that get physical with you and prevail in that. That's really big for this ball club.
Oh, yeah, and, you have to be battle-tested. You just have to face competition. You have to face teams that put you in hard spots. I called Ethel Volleyball earlier. They had lost 4 sets coming into this game all season long. They played tough teams, but they hadn't really had to have a battle. Tonight, Leake Academy, they had a battle for a while with Riverfield. Of course, they had the tough game with Jackson Academy early on in the season, but you won't be battle-tested like that for the rest of the year because there's no other team you'll play like Jackson Academy. But they needed this tonight. They needed to face a little bit of adversity, and they needed to battle.
Yeah, and I think that's what Coach Pickens is going to say when all the dust settles after this Week 8 win. That there are a lot of good things that come out of this. We didn't play a perfect game for sure, but we didn't panic when the game was close early, and we just kept doing the things that these young men prepared to do, and forced some turnovers in the 4th quarter and put it on ice. 4th and 12 play after Riverfield calls a timeout with 32 seconds to go. Going for all the marbles, deep pass to Odom, who's got it inside the 5. Gets it at about the 1. Just a 50-50 ball with Evans. And going up, jumping at the right time and getting it was Odom. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 1 with 31 seconds to go. The clock starts moving.
Yeah, Evans wanted it. It went right off his fingertips, and I think it slowed it down just enough for the catch.
They'll come to the line. Now they'll use a Lee Realty timeout with 23 seconds to go. So Leake will have a moment to gather themselves before the 1st and goal play. Coach Josh Ray wants to see his defense over beyond the numbers on the far sideline.
I was wondering why they were playing stadium sounds after not even a touchdown, just to play to get inside the 5, and then I realized that's an actual train going by.
Those are not sound effects. That's an actual locomotive down at the to our right, just past the softball field here on the campus. But, hey, we need to say thank you to our friends at Riverfield. We made some new friends in Louisiana. Everybody's been so hospitable, friendly. We got their broadcast crew to our right. It's been fun talking to them before the game and even at halftime. They do a great job. They want their team to win just as much as we want our team to win. And it's a lot of fun calling football, and we appreciate y'all making it possible. 1st and goal in the final 23 seconds. So this is a play for pride. Huff, the running back, behind Ziegler. Take the snap. Barrel straight ahead, step to the side. The Rebels stand him up and drive him back. And the clock never started. I will say one negative in this game has been whoever has been running the clock has done a lousy job both with starting and stopping it.
I wasn't going to say it. I'll let you say it.
Man, it's been awful.
I mean, maybe his daughter's in homecoming or something. He's more worried about walking her down the field. But
oh, goodness.
Yeah, I mean,
the Raiders have just used their last timeout with 16 seconds to play.
Surprised in some close games, maybe haven't heard about some controversy going on with the clock. You know, you hear about that a lot with.
Well, and in MHSAA at the upper levels, there's an actual official doing it. Usually in the MAIS games, there's somebody from the home team providing that, and so that person may be more or less skilled than an official. But it's all you got to do is watch the officials and click the clicker. But 2nd and goal from outside the 1. Rebel defense stuffed Ziegler, and that's hard to do with his big frame. Another play for pride here for the final horn blows. Ziegler going to fake handoff, looking to throw it. And it's intercepted in the end zone by Kobe Kemp. He just turned around, and the ball was coming right to him, and he snatched it and brings it out close to the 5, and the Rebels turn back the Raiders in the final seconds. Just 3 ticks left on the clock.
Oh yeah, it looks like he might have got it with one hand. I've had the stream up watching delayed plays, and let's see what happened here. Yeah, one-handed interception.
Reaching up with his left hand and snatching it out of the air. And Brennan Evans had good coverage on the tight end. They had slipped around in back of the end zone. So I'm not sure, even if Kemp didn't pull it down, if that play would have been completed. But
it was actually
there it was.
It was a nicely designed play. I mean, you haven't ran a play like that. You've dropped back and thrown a few on the out. You haven't had many throws to the middle. You haven't had many throws at all. And that little pop out, try to get it over the top, just didn't have enough lift on it.
Well, apparently Kobe Kemp was tackled in the end zone, so they bring it out to the 25, and the Rebels will get to put a knee down and run out the clock. So we're about to go final.
That's going to be your final score.
There you go. We've gone final. Leake Rebels 45, Riverfield Raiders 16. Leake now 7-1 on the year and 1-0 in district play. We'll take a short break for an abbreviated Woodstock Furniture postgame. So hang as Leake Academy football.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health. Providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Beacon Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
Boswell Media Sports.
Woodstock Furniture postgame. Rebels win 45-16 over Riverfield to get that first district win of the year, 1-0, with a big game against Tri-County next week. And friend Hal Haddon texted in, and he gave a good little postgame commentary that'll sort of be our jumping off point. And he said, great game. This will get the Rebels ready for next week. And that's what you hope happens, Cooper Sanders, that four-quarter test like this, physical ball game where you have to fight through a little adversity and some you kind of back on your heels a little bit for part of the game, get you set for one of the best ball clubs in Mississippi next week.
Yeah, I mean, Tri-County, it's going to be a tough game. It is going to be, I mean, I expect a barn burner. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. And while it's going to be fun to watch and fun to play in, you have to dial in. You have to learn from this game, learn from the adversity you faced, and learn how to face adversity better against a better team.
Well, the Rebels end up with 250-plus through the air. They were able to run the ball in the fourth quarter when they needed to take time off the clock, needed to push Riverfield back, needed to rest that defense, and they were able to secure the win and get this 45-16 win. But defensively, great performances from Kobe Kemp all night long, including that interception down in the final seconds in the end zone. Brennan Evans and Carter Pigg played lights out defensively tonight.
Yeah, Evans, like we said, the interception, the fumble recovery, and the forced fumble, those two on different plays, but just taking the ball back for the Rebels, putting it back in their hands. And if he can do that next week, if we can force turnover, if the Rebels can force turnovers next week, they're going to be in good shape.
And Gage Warren with a whole bunch of catches tonight, including touchdown catches for the junior from 29 yards out, 27 and 49 yards in this ball game. Leake led it 18-8 at the halftime, outscored Riverfield 14-8 in the third quarter, and then put it away in the fourth for the 45-16 win. Final thoughts from you, my friend Coop?
Yeah, I mean, the passing game was really nice tonight. Like you said, Gage Warren, 136 yards on 8 catches, and then looks like it was 7 catches for 116 yards for Page. And
yeah, for Easton Page.
Yeah, Easton Page. And, you know, the Rebels, they just have to keep playing that way. They have to keep playing their ball. They have to run fast. You know, the speed tonight really took control of the game for the Rebels, getting past the defenders, getting over the top, and allowing Wilcox just to put the ball where it needs to be. If the Rebels can do that next week and play how they played tonight and play 4 full quarters of successful football, then it's going to be a good night for them.
Well, just make your plans. If you can't be there at Flora next week, you can be at the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. You can listen on Cruising 98.3. Cooper and I are going to tell you about it, and we're excited. We're guaranteed a seat. I don't know that everybody who shows up is going to be guaranteed a seat in Flora next week.
It's going to be a packed house.
But a great job for the Rebels tonight in getting the win. We'll talk about it more amongst ourselves in the long ride hub. We sure appreciate all of you. We appreciate Brooklyn Wade, our camera operator, Billy Steen, our studio producer, our producer director, the award-winning Breck Riley, and BMO, who does a lot with producing these great commercials you hear. We want you to pray for BMO. Of course, he's the morning host on Kicks 96. BMO had a heart attack earlier this week and is doing well. He's had 2 stents this week, spaced out by about 3 days. But last time I talked to him, he's hanging in there, doing well, and ready to get home hopefully tomorrow if he didn't make it home late today. And so prayers up for BMO, and hope he's back at full speed very soon. And we appreciate our executive producer, Melissa Boswell Townsend. Laura and Ashley do great work at the station, and Lisa Moore running sales for Leake Academy Football. Thanks to all the businesses that support us, and we appreciate all of you for watching and listening. Enjoyed it, Cooper. Let's do it again next week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll be
maybe not quite as long of a drive next week.
Yeah, Florida next week. We'll start 6:10 with the Crossgates Jewelers pregame and a 7 o'clock kickoff. Until then, I'm Philip Palmertree signing off from Rayville, Louisiana, where Leake wins 45-16. Good night, grace and peace. Go Rebels.